Let's get dancing on a Tuesday. It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter, 202. Your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Hope everybody had a great weekend. 3-day weekend for us. Martin Luther King Day yesterday, so we did not have a show. But, of course, the Blues played, and the Blues were in Vegas.
Yeah, let's talk about the Vegas game. Okay?
And your St. Louis Blues, coming off that loss previous.
No, let's talk about the Vegas game. We always talk about the most recent, right, Carey?
Yeah, we usually do.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the Bills beating the Ravens. We're going to talk about the Bills beating the Lions or whatever. That's long gone.
Right. Yeah. No, we're going to talk about this one.
Yeah,
in Vegas.
Yeah,
shootout victory.
Oh yeah. Hey,
back and forth
in style, right? You want a show? We'll give you a show.
Are you not entertained?
We're up by 2. Don't worry, Vegas. We'll give you a show.
We'll get you right back.
I don't think that's
what.
I think that's
they're always trying to grow the league, grow the game, more revenue. Carey.
Well, I understand that from a business standpoint, but from a fan standpoint, I would rather my team just win outright, not have to go overtime.
Tell me you didn't watch that shootout and you weren't on the edge of your seat.
Yeah, because you were afraid they were going to lose.
Stop
Did you
see Did you see they had the two? They had the 2 right away.
Did you see Bitter with those saves?
Yeah, they
Can we talk about his last save?
He could have got 2 points without going into overtime, right?
Carey,
he attacked the shooter.
Don't
basically.
These things matter? No.
Dorofiev comes in. Bitter gets juked a little bit, and so he just goes full paddle, whack, tackle, slash, then makes the save.
And then he just gets the buck.
I mean, because what do you do? Here's a rule that I'm going to put it out there. I don't know. If the goalie comes out and just levels the player, is there a penalty? And then how do you do that? He gets another shot?
Yeah, I'm assuming so, yeah.
I don't know.
No.
Actually, that might not be a bad idea.
Well, Bitter rode the line as close as he could on that one.
It's got to be a penalty, right?
What's the penalty?
What's the penalty? It's not even a game.
There you go. What do you exactly? What is the penalty at that point?
You don't get that second point. The Blues win.
There you go.
Unnecessary roughness.
That's football.
That's football.
They don't call that unless you're wearing a Chiefs jersey.
There we go.
By the way, the memes
starting early.
The memes for Chiefs and referees this weekend were, solid.
They've been really good all season. They have ramped up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to all that. But Marsh sent us a diagram of what it's like to be a Blues fan.
Oh boy.
And it was a triangle in which, you go up, hopes for the Blues, you get excited, you crash down after a loss, and you feel like there's no hope, and then you come back around, and it's like, well, you know what, I kind of believe again, and then you go back up, and that's basically what all Blues fans experienced over the weekend, I would think. You're coming off the loss, why the hell can't we win 3 in a row? You lose to Utah, then the following day, you get it done, or maybe it was, what was it, Friday night? Was it Friday night?
Saturday night,
and then Vegas on Sunday.
Let me tell you.
Monday.
It was over 24 hours later.
Yeah. You win in Vegas. You get your hopes up again. Hey, we beat a good team. I'm all in. That's kind of the toxic relationship, I think, we as fans have with our St. Louis.
Well, you also gave up the lead and you barely beat them.
I'm
just saying, that's part of the triangle.
So you're saying even in a game, in a single game,
that was the microcosm of the triangle.
You can also
have all those feelings.
Do the triangle.
Yeah.
That's only because you're wanting to think of those things. See? I think of the positive things. I think of winning in the shootout.
Jack Eichel missing an empty net.
You had a lead. Multiple leads.
No, I don't lead.
Well, no. I'm saying
we had the lead at the end of the game. That's all that matters.
Jamie, what I'm saying is you got a lead. You started fast. Braden Shen's been hot.
Man, is he good right now.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Good for him, man.
Yeah.
Money in the shootout, too.
Yeah, Shen's been great. How about the shot by Cam Fowler?
Oh, yeah.
That was a damn near perfect.
By the way,
damn near perfect goal.
Now, I got to give credit where credit's due here. This guy was healthy scratch for a couple of games. People have been all over this guy. Trade rumors. Brandon Saad. The sod father had 6 shots on goal last night and was the sole reason one of the sole reason Cam Fowler's shot goes in. He's standing right in front of the goalie, and Aiden Hill can't see around him. He looks right, the puck goes left. Great shot. I'm not taking anything away from Cam Fowler.
But you got somebody in front of him.
Got to give a little credit to a guy who's had a little bit of a bumpy road here.
They call that a screen.
Yeah, they do.
In hockey, Jim.
They should call it that. That's a good point.
Carey, much different in football.
But hang on, you can see through a screen, though.
Well, it depends on basketball who's setting the screen.
Well, you can see
this is hockey that are 6'10", that are large human beings. It's hard to get around those screens.
But even
Aiden Hill can see behind, can see around.
I don't think he can. Why don't they call it a wall?
Well, is it a what kind of screen is it? Is it a screen that goes in front of your window? You can see through that.
That's what I'm saying. So why would you call it a screen?
But you can barely see through it.
Some screens are, you have those blackout screens. You can keep
That's tinted windows.
Maybe we'll call it the tinted window.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. What do they call it? The mirror window there? The 3-way? The cops?
Two-way window.
The one the cops can see you, but you can't see them? I mean, hypothetically.
Yeah, never been in that.
Why would it be would it be a one-way?
I don't know.
I prefer the 3-way windows.
Well, I know you do. But those windows, mirrors, I believe, are just one way.
Yeah.
Are they?
Are they? No.
Yeah, one way. You can only see.
You can only see.
Oh, that's
they
right.
can see you.
You can't see out.
You can't see them.
You can't see them.
Yeah.
You only see yourself.
Yeah.
It's a good point.
Anyway, so the Blues get it done yesterday in Vegas.
Good for them.
Sure did.
Where are we? I thought Jordan.
Not in Vegas.
No. I thought Jordan Binnington. Granted, you don't like to see the goals, but I thought Jordan Binnington had a couple of key saves there. I mean, he had the one. Not
he was like
shootout,
rubber man.
but like the one where he had. I don't know how the goal didn't go. I don't know how the puck didn't go in. The one where he had the glove save, but you had the puck bounced out again. There were several where I swear the puck. There's no possible way the puck couldn't have gotten behind Binnington, and he made some saves. The second period especially,
Yeah.
I thought.
He had a couple in the second period, like almost simultaneous, or like one after another. He makes the big save, and it goes over to, I believe it was Eichel. Maybe it's Barbashev, and he slides it back through to the other side for Dorofeev, and Binnington had already made the save, like head first on one side, then out goes the glove and the leg. Both of my hamstrings ripped when I watched that happen.
Right.
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So, look, overall, to be completely honest about this weekend, not great that you lost to Utah. Those are 2 points you needed. Now, Utah's playing a little bit better here. They also won again last night. But those are 2 points. You're up by a couple of goals in Utah. Okay, let's talk about that for a second. What a funny sequence for Tyler Tucker. Okay, I'm going to bring you guys behind the curtain a little bit here.
That. Yeah,
and I didn't realize it at first what the hell happened, but we were calling the game. They win the face-off, and I see Tucker scores, and then I see Liam O'Brien without a hockey stick. I'm like, what happened there? So as the replay's going on, I go, oh, I know what happened here. They were going to fight. And that's exactly what happened. They'd agreed to fight before the face-off.
So he came out without a stick?
No, he had a stick in his hands, but he threw it to the side, like, here we go. We're going to throw the gloves off and everything. And the puck goes right to Tucker. Now, Tucker was supposed to throw his gloves at you, but it came right to him, so he goes, I just shot it.
Is that why the netminder, did he know what was going on?
Yes. They're talking. So Tucker's like, or O'Brien's like, we're going. Tucker's like, all right, let's go. Puck's dropped. Yeah, let's go. So the puck drops, and he watched the goal. He's kind of like, and then the puck goes to Tucker, and he goes, scores. And O'Brien is without a stick over the side, and he's losing it. Now he wants to fight Tucker in the like celebration pile. So I told John after that, well, John, I said, I'll tell you what, I bet they're going off the face-off here center ice. And away they go, and Tucker cuts him open, and it's the whole blood in the face and screaming. I was like, this is awesome. Like, what a start to a game. And that's kind of weird.
And he fizzled. Yep.
It was a tough one because, and we're going to have Jim Montgomery, by the way, on the show at 5 p.m. today, but that was the first game where Monty really had to rule with the iron fist. He broke up. First of all, let's go at sequence. He benches Neighbors, Thomas, Buchnevich for like the second half of the first period. Then he breaks up all the lines, plays them with different people. First power play out the door is not the Thomas power play. Like, first time he's had to do that. They lose. He's not happy about it, but he's a great communicator. Goes back to Work the next day, switches up most of the lines except for the Shen line. Good call, Monty. Might want to leave those guys alone for a while. But you get the victory.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see today. Well, I'm going to ask him, what was it like? Your very first time? Like, I know you're a coach and this is part of the job, but it's never easy to be the guy who has to basically punish a whole bunch of your best players.
Right. And like you said with us last week, communication is one of the things that he prides himself as a coach. Is one of the things that he had mentioned when I had asked him, dating back to Dallas, what is one of the things that you have carried over each and every time? Because as a coach, I imagine you evolve. You can't just keep doing the same thing. You have to evolve. But there has to be some foundation. And one of the foundations for him that he shared with us was communication. So not only are you punishing these guys, but you are going to communicate with them to inform them, hey, this is exactly what I'm doing here, and this is exactly what I need from you moving forward. So it's a big moment for him. So as Jamie just mentioned, we will have Jim Montgomery, the coach of the Blues, coming up at 5 o'clock. We will also talk to Joe Vitale at, I think, 3:15 today, or 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock we'll talk to Joe. You haven't talked to Joe in a while.
Yeah, I saw Joe was on this road trip.
But on air, I feel like you're always gone by the time we talk to Joe. So Joe Vitale will join us. Full show today here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. The Ohio State Buckeyes are national champions.
What conference are they in?
They're in the Big Ten, Carey.
Oh, yeah, Carey.
So Carey will squawk about the Big Ten. We'll talk about whether or not the college football playoff format worked, and if there's any issues or any changes that we see moving forward. That's next on 101 ESPN.
At Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and the Londoff Autoplex, buying a car is always more than just the price tag. From the moment you walk onto the showroom floor till you drive off the lot in your new or pre-owned vehicle, the Londoff team will treat you like family. We just bought my daughter her first car for her 16th birthday. We went through the Londoff Autoplex, and Jim Sapo and his staff were absolutely incredible because they know that it's more than just selling a car to you. They want to make sure that you're a Londoff customer for life. I've been a Londoff customer for over 25 years now. Now my girlfriend, my son, and now my daughter also Londoff Chevrolet customers, and we won't go anywhere else. Why? Because they have the best prices in town. No matter what it is, if it's a brand new vehicle, even pre-owned, Londoff is going to beat or match any price in town, and you're going to get more cash for your trade-in. Not some value or coupons. No, you get more cash for your trade-in. That's a Londoff guarantee, and there's really no other reason to go anywhere else. So please stop by either location, the original one in Florissant, Missouri, or the brand new Londoff Autoplex out in St. Peters. Both places are awesome. They're going to treat you just like family. If you can't get there in person, though, visit both of those places online at londoff.com and londoffautoplex.com. Are you kidding me?
Johnny Londoff Chevrolet.
Heavy pressure, Howard delivers downfield, and Smith, he's got it! Jeremiah Smith.
That call courtesy of ESPN as the Ohio State Buckeyes. Yes, Carey, from the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Knock off Notre Dame 34-23. Ohio State becomes national champions. And I will say this, I've been critical of Ryan Day in the past. I've often said, can't win the big one. Well, everybody that's ever said that about Ryan Day is now officially wrong, including myself. Nice job there. Hell of a job by Ohio State. That team was loaded, but losing to Michigan, having to overcome that, if under any other format, probably not even in the playoffs. Yet they, because of the 12-team playoff, fortunately that we have that now, Ohio State makes the playoffs, and they pretty much roll over everybody. I know Notre Dame was in it late. They kind of came back. A couple of mistakes by Ohio State allowed Notre Dame to get back into it, but we'll get to Notre Dame's side in a second. But Ryan Day and Ohio State, to overcome that loss to Michigan and to flex on Tennessee, get the revenge over Oregon, beat Texas, and then Notre Dame to win it all. There is no question that Ohio State deserved to be national champions.
Yeah.
There's no debating it. We talk about the tougher road. They've got the tougher road. They won it all. Congratulations to the Buckeyes.
I was watching, again, for me, that Michigan loss, it sent a jolt through the system of Ohio State. They were kind of cruising through the entire season. They had the one loss against Oregon at Oregon by 1 point. But you could say, on a neutral site or if they played again, they were probably the better team, which they ended up showing. I would love to talk to Chip Kelly about that game against Michigan, the offensive coordinator for Ohio State. I would be willing to bet he would say if that's top 3 of one of the worst games he's ever called in his entire life. Because it was, in my opinion, it was that bad. It was no rhythm. There was no rhyme or reason for the play calls. It was just a bad game for Ohio State, and they lost, and they should have. From that point on, when they played against Tennessee, it was lights out. They had they were full throttle, pedal to the metal. They were going. When they played Oregon, same thing. When they played Texas, that was a closer game, but they found a way to finish it out and win by 2 scores. And then the same thing in this game. You give up the opening drive, you all were texting, oh, Notre Dame went down and scored. Yeah, statement. It's 31-7 after that. Right? Ohio State took it to them. Right? They were the better team. They were the better team all college football playoff long, and they deserve the right. And as you said, Ryan Day has gotten so much criticism. Had they not made it into the college football playoff, he probably doesn't have a job.
Yeah.
After losing that game. If it's the old way of things, 4 teams, and they don't get in, he does not have a job right now. Not as a head coach at Ohio State. He might be an offensive coordinator or receivers coach or whatever position he coached, but he wouldn't be the head coach at Ohio State. And here we are a month later. He's a national championship head coach, and they have done a fantastic job. That team figured it out after a terrible loss to Michigan.
They did. I just still don't like the guy. I don't know why. I'm just being honest. He comes across as pretty arrogant to me. Now, there's a coworker of mine, our director, Phil Malika, has been alongside Ryan Day, and he's a great guy. He's like, no, you got a bad read on him. You got a great guy. I don't know, man. I just can't get past the just for men look. I just can't get past the Lego hair. Like, I don't get it.
The chin strap beard.
Yeah. I'm going to be 50 in March. If I walked in tomorrow with jet black hair and a black beard, what would you guys say?
He's 45.
Hey, okay. He ain't that. Carey, how old are you?
43.
Okay.
I think.
Got a little salt in the beard there, buddy.
43.
You're 43?
I think. I was talking about
I'm 42.
I'm 43.
You're a full year
81.
older. Oh, I'm 82. Yeah, that makes sense.
You youngins. but anyways, but what I had, my opinion of this has nothing to do with football. So
I don't like the guy's hair. I don't like his beard.
I don't like his hair.
it looks like he's got blush on all the time. I'm like, what are we doing here?
He's got a red face, man.
Yeah, he is flushed.
You know he's throwing
got
some
a red
makeup on.
face.
No
red
way.
Face.
Yeah.
He's frustrated.
His forehead doesn't move. He's got Botox going. Like, come on, bro. I've made some observations, okay?
Man's a national champion now. You could buy as many boxes of Just for Men. I'm sure you could initially, but he's set to go now. But for Notre Dame, I thought the moment was too big for Notre Dame last night, and Marcus Freeman actually kind of hinted at that early on. He was talking to Molly McGrath on the sidelines, and it was, I think, after the first quarter, and Freeman goes, right now the moment's too big for us. It shouldn't be, but it is. And he was kind of quick to say it shouldn't be, to almost say, hey, we're okay here. But I thought he was spot on. I thought he was honest.
Yeah.
I thought the moment was too big for Notre Dame. They also don't have as many five-star recruits and the money and you talk about Chip Kelly. Ohio State bought that team. And I'm not taking any shots. Like, this is how college football works now. They put together the best possible team that they could have, and they won it all.
Sounds good.
Notre Dame isn't operating in the same light. I thought they'd give them a game. I thought it'd be a lot closer than what it was, but the moment was too big. You can't run QB draw for an entire game. They did it for a drive, and they got away with it.
That was a hell of a drive.
It was a hell of a drive.
That was a great drive.
I think they tried to do that again when they came back on the field. Ohio State's like,
We've
not
seen
today.
this.
Yeah. So I thought it was too big. I thought the moment was too big for Marcus Freeman when he decided to kick the field goal.
What are we doing?
When they're down 18.
Hey, points are
Or
points,
16,
Anthony.
excuse me, 16. Whoa.
And then they missed it.
There's less than 10 minutes left.
And then they missed it.
In the game.
That's as bad as the
Here's the
Vikings,
thing.
the way they were playing the fourth quarter.
Oh, it wasn't
That was way worse.
that was way worse, Jamie, and that's coming
Marsh,
from me.
yeah,
No, I agree.
Yeah, that was way worse.
If the math adds up, they would have had a chance. Right? They were down by 8 at one point with an opportunity to get the ball back and potentially win the game. So if you make that field goal, you're down by 5. So
Still down by a touchdown.
but you're still down.
You're eliminating
I'm not- I
the
don't
2-point
think-
conversion at
For
that
me,
point.
I think you should go for it. Like you at that point where you are on the field, you're down by 2 scores, 16 points.
Yeah.
You got to go for it.
You don't know
what
the possessions are
correct.
going to line up.
And now that you missed the field goal, you really should have went for it. But that kind of answers that
Because
question.
their defense was not good. Like they got the fumble recovery, but let's not forget that Ohio State basically trotted down the field for a huge gain.
They did whatever they
before that
wanted.
ball got knocked out.
Yeah.
Ohio State was doing whatever they wanted on offense. You have to go for it in that specific. And let's not forget about the damn fake punt that they ran.
That was terrible.
Which everyone knew was going to be a fake punt. They had their backup quarterback out there. Why not just keep the offense out there?
I agree.
It made no sense.
I agree. I'd rather, and I texted you guys this. I'd rather Riley Leonard get stuffed than do what they did. Mm-hmm. You're right, because everybody in the building knew. They talked about it on the broadcast. Hey, Notre Dame fakes it more than anybody in the nation. Here we go. Backup quarterbacks on the field. Like Ohio State was not falling for that. And the play almost worked, which was, whatever. But Notre Dame, excellent season. But I thought, again, the moment got too big for them. I give a lot of credit to Riley Leonard, though. That kid's got a lot of grit. Puked as soon as he got to the sideline after the first drive. He left it all on the field there. Greathouse made some sensational, but the first touchdown he had, where he broke the tackle, then juked the other defender. Notre Dame didn't give up. And that, I think, is the highest compliment you can give them because, again, they're an 8.5 point dog. They weren't supposed to win that game. And they never gave in, despite some of their mistakes, and at least they had a chance in the end.
To me, the biggest play, obviously, was that third down play to Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah.
Late in the game, fourth quarter, you're 2 minutes plus left in the game.
Yep.
And to have the guts to make that call, to throw that ball deep, 3rd and 11, Notre Dame is in man-to-man, and they're rushing, and they're trying to get to the quarterback. Great throw, great ball, and great catch. For me, that's the Chip Kelly that was missing in Michigan, against Michigan. That version of him not willing to do those types of things against Michigan is what cost them, but it is also what I think propelled them to a national championship, because I do think he reset himself and said, you know what, the hell with it. We only get one opportunity. We're going to make the best of it. I got the best player on the football field, who is a freshman. He is the best player out here, and we're going to give him a chance to catch a pass, and he did, and it was a great play call, great play.
I felt bad for Christian Gray.
Hey man, don't open the window, don't open the door.
I know.
You gotta keep.
But he made the play. He made the biggest play to get Notre Dame into a spot where they beat Penn State, and unfortunately, he just. I mean, one-on-one.
It's tough.
Ohio State knew if they got that look, they were going to take their shot. If they got one-on-one on the outside, and unfortunately, our guy from St. Louis, he didn't. There was no jam. There was nothing. There was no slowing down Smith. There was a free release. And maybe in the back of his head, he's worried about, if he does get a free release, he's going to torch me. But or if I don't give him a little cushion, he's going to torch me.
If you're up on him, you better put a hand on him. Don't open up the gate. Don't let him run by you.
So that's unfortunate. It is. But it wound up being a closer game. I was just glad it was a game. Because when it was 31-7, I'm like, oh, man.
But was it a game?
Well, it wasn't. It wasn't. I didn't turn it off in the end.
The final score isn't always exactly how the game went.
I completely agree. From an entertainment standpoint, I watched the whole thing. And at 31-7, I was like grabbing my computer to start prepping for the show. And then I slid it across when they wound up making it 31-15.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. But no, you're right, Jamie.
It was a lot closer in the end. And it made it entertaining, which is all that you can ask for.
But Ohio State still dominated.
They still dominated.
Outside of the 7-minute drive there. That's
I think of all the just for men he can order today.
Oh, Jamie, you got to let it go.
Yeah, he'll be the new guy in the commercial.
He needs to let it go,
What if
Anthony.
that's his natural? What if
It's
that
not,
is his
Carey.
natural hair?
I'll bet you everything that I own.
What if
Everything.
that is
You give that man a
his
week of
natural
showers
hair?
without just for men. We're going to see some gray. We got to see some gray.
This is a really dark beard. It's Fastlane on 101 at
How about his
ESPN.
hair?
And his hair.
Perfect hair. It looked like Lego hair. Like someone should popped it on his head.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And the blush on the cheeks.
It wasn't the blush. He got flushed. He was flushed.
Which
Doesn't
time?
get flushed.
Every time?
all the time.
A lot of times.
Forehead doesn't move. Like, what is it? Guys, come on. It's fine.
He's watching a lot of Tom Brady videos. He thought, that's my look.
And again, only one guy can pull that off.
And it's the Brady.
Not Ryan Day.
And it's the Brady. All right, it's the Fastlane on 101 at ESPN. Speaking of Tom Brady, he was on the Lions call, wasn't he?
Yes.
Lions Commanders.
Yep.
How about Brady, too?
How about the Ravens?
No, we're going to get into your Lions.
Oh.
What the F? But we are going to talk about Carey's Baltimore Ravens falling to the Buffalo Bills on Sunday. And, of course, the conversation winds up being, will Lamar ever win one? That's next on 101 ESPN.
Probably not. Well, we were just in Las Vegas. Blues playing the Vegas Golden Knights. I had a chance to head over to Circus Sports with my buddy Derek Stevens, and we watched some football on Sunday afternoon. And it's just amazing to me when you get to Circa in Las Vegas, the sports book that they have created. Everybody I brought in was like, oh my gosh, it's unbelievable. Until I told them, hey, guess what? You can have this now in the palm of your hands. That's right. Circus Sports Illinois has an app, and they're bringing everything that Circa Las Vegas has right to your telephone, right to your app, whatever it is that you're looking to do. And they've got great lines on their futures bets. It's betting the way it should be. They've got the best odds as well. Any app that you download, you look at the odds on that app and you look at the odds on the Circus Sports app, and you'll see that Circus Sports is the best in the business. They don't need any promos either. The promos for them is in the price and your payouts. They got tight money line splits. They got extremely high betting limits, and they've got exceptional customer service. So all you have to do is visit the website or find them on the App Store, download that app, and don't miss out on all the action. Please, you can bet like a pro with your Circus Sports Illinois app today and join in on all the excitement. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. After losing to the Utah Hockey Club on Saturday, the Blues bounce back and win in a shootout over the Vegas Golden Knights. They'll take on the Golden Knights once again on Thursday, this time on home ice. And you can listen to that one right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7. We'll talk with Joe Vitale at 3 o'clock today and Blues head coach Jim Montgomery at 5 o'clock, so stay tuned for those interviews. We just got done talking about the national championship. Ohio State defeated Notre Dame last night, 34-23. If you missed that conversation, or if you missed anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page and you'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. That's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. The NFC Championship game and the AFC Championship game are set. Baltimore, they lost to the Buffalo Bills on Sunday. We're going to discuss that next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
Like Marsh just told you in the Sports Center update, time to get into the divisional round games, and we're going to start off with the Bills' 27-25 victory over the Ravens. And I just want to start off by saying that, Carey, I'm sorry that your Ravens lost. I know that this has been tough for you. And
hang on. Sorry to interrupt. I'm sorry. Carey, part of the process is admitting things, right? I learned this a long time ago. Okay. When you're wrong, it's good to just recognize when you're wrong, admit it, and start
own your BS.
Yeah. So right now, how appropriate that you use that exact thing. Carey.
Yeah.
For years, you led all of us to believe that you hated the Ravens because you played for the Steelers.
I do.
And the Ravens are the enemy.
They are.
They sworn enemy. Like you see the color purple and you start to twitch.
Not really.
Well, not anymore. That's for sure. Not anymore, Carey. I knew that you loved the Ravens, okay? Yeah, I love Lamar Jackson. What team does he play for? The Ravens. So, in other words, you love the Ravens. Come on. But when I heard that you may or may not have made a wager with another friend of mine.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mutual friend we have out in the St. Charles area, okay? When I heard about this, I said, it's like you name the baby or name the puppy, right? You pick up the stray dog and you don't give it a name. Why is that, Carey? Because you don't. You're like, I'll get too attached, right? But when you give the puppy a name, now you're screwed. You're going to own the puppy. The kids are calling it by its name. So, Carey, the moment you made that little friendly wager with our buddy, you named the puppy, bro. Wow. You admitted that you liked the Ravens.
I liked the Ravens in that game. And if this friend of ours was willing to take this bet, I was going to damn take it, you know?
How'd that go for you?
You win some, you lose some, Jamie.
You lost to the team. You lost by picking a team that you're supposed to hate, but you love them.
I love money, though.
Yeah, but
more than I hate them. Because if they'd have paid me, I'd have played for them.
I just thought at this point, Carey, we've known each other for quite a few years now. I thought at this point you'd say, you know what? I kind of like the Ravens.
Yeah.
You know, like for me, when I was a St. Louis Blue, never did I ever say I'd never liked the Red Wings. Now, I happened to play there. You didn't play for the Ravens, but the Red Wings, I'm like, got a soft spot for the Red Wings. Still love the Blues, but at least I could admit things like that, Carey. They call me a bigger man.
Okay.
Carey, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think the Ravens, they did themselves a disservice. You know, they had too many turnovers. Lamar had a couple of huge turnovers early in the game. One where he threw the ball right to Taylor Rapp. I don't know where he was throwing that one to. And then the missed snap by Lindenbaum where he was trying to gather it and was unable to make a play. Sometimes you just got to eat it and fall down and live to play another play. You fumble that one. Buffalo returns it for a long return. They end up scoring on that drive. Yeah. And then you have the biggest turnover, in my opinion, which was the Mark Andrews fumble, because you're in a position. I think they were down by. Were they down by 2 at that point? Or was that? Or
no,
was it,
no, that was an Andrews.
They were down by 8. No, I saw that one, but
a different one.
They were down by. I don't know. They were
down by 8, I think.
No, I think they were enough. They could have scored and went ahead at that point, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But either way, it was might
have been down by 5.
I think it was 5
because Buffalo wound up kicking a field goal,
making it 8. So I think they were down by 5. You get an opportunity. You're driving. Your Lamar is starting to get going. You make a great play to Mark Andrews, and he just gets the ball punched out.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate. Those 2 plays, that play by Mark Andrews, the fumble, and the dropped 2-point conversion to tie the game. I don't care how great of a career Mark Andrews has. I don't care if he becomes a Hall of Famer. I don't care if he wins 4 Super Bowls, and he will never forget those 2 plays for as long as he lives because of the moment. Yeah. And it's not something that you're trying. It's a mistake. It's not something that you try to do. If you throw that ball to Mark Andrews 10 more times, he's catching it 9 of those times and scoring the game-tying 2-point conversion. But that one time he didn't. And so that's something he's got to live with. It's something he's got to deal with, and it'll never go away. And it's unfortunate because that, to me, but Baltimore also put themselves in that position. Mm-hmm. If you even the 2-point conversion after they ran the ball down Buffalo's door, to me Baltimore was the better team yesterday, Sunday. They were the better team, but they just couldn't finish the 2-point conversion after Henry scored. Isaiah Likely is wide open if you hold the ball for a half second longer because the defender fell and they got it knocked down. So now you're down by 2. You end up losing by 2. And it just happens that way. It was an unfortunate game. Hats off to Buffalo. I don't think Josh Allen played better than Lamar despite his 2 turnovers, but they won the game. And that's really all that matters.
So that's kind of where I want to go with it. And I'm going to reference a tweet that our guy BK put out there. And this is not a shot at anybody. I just want to figure out if the Ravens lost or the Bills won on Sunday. Mm-hmm. And here's why I say that. Lamar Jackson in his 5 playoff games since 2019, he's been sacked 20 times for minus 130 yards. This is all BK, his numbers. I'm stealing them right now, but thank you, BK. He's had 7 fumbles, 4 of them that were lost to the opposition, and 6 interceptions. That's in 5 games. Yeah. So, again, I go back to, did Josh Allen and the Bills win, or did Lamar Jackson and the Ravens lose?
I think the Ravens continue to be the team that is only slowed down by the Ravens. We see this during the regular season, too. There's no way you lose to the Raiders unless you beat yourself. There's no way you lose to the Raiders at home unless you beat yourself. There's no reason to lose to the Browns in Jameis Winston's first start unless you're dropping interceptions, you're dropping passes and all this. The Ravens have a knack of beating themselves. Lamar Jackson isn't the only reason they lost on Sunday. He had the 2 egregious turnovers that CD mentioned, but he's part of the Ravens who also dropped passes, fumbled. I didn't think the defense was that great. Mm-hmm. I mean, the Bills scored 27, and they only scored 6 in the second half. I thought the Bills owned the Ravens in the first half. I thought they had control. But the Ravens, this also extends to the coaching staff, too. Marshy sent out the text afterwards. Derrick Henry had 16 carries. Now, I know game flow and turnovers, that kind of impacts things. 16 carries for Derrick Henry, who was gouging Buffalo, gouging them in the second half. So it is an organizational problem that once they get to the playoffs, they beat themselves. Not just a Lamar problem. Lamar's part of it, but it's the Ravens who continue to shoot themselves in the foot.
I think we will look at this game and go back to the 2-point conversion that Mark Andrews dropped. But you just mentioned Derrick Henry. He gets into the end zone, has an unbelievable drive on the ground. And what do after they score the touchdown? They go for 2. And they motion Derrick Henry out of the back. Like, what are you doing? Run the damn ball. Yeah. Like, they can't stop you.
I didn't have a problem with that because running the ball down there, when it's first or second down, you know you got a couple of more opportunities. You send him in motion. You put the ball in Lamar Jackson's hands. He can throw it or he can run it. Like if you just hand the ball off to Derrick Henry and he doesn't get the 2 yards, you're going to fall short either way, 2.5 yards. So I didn't really have a problem with that play call because at the end of the day, the play call was correct. They just didn't execute it. Like it's the same thing we talked about with Saquon Barkley earlier in the year when he dropped the pass. It was the right play call, but you have to execute it. They did not execute. Isaiah Likely, again, is wide open if you get the ball over the defender's hands and he doesn't knock it down, or your offensive lineman keeps hands on him and doesn't let him get his hands up. He walks into the end zone to tie the game up. So I think there are a lot of play calls that happen. The play calls that the decisions that Lamar made with the football on a couple of those cases, the interception that he threw early in the game, the fumble, those are terrible plays. And you talk about the defense, like that defense, in my opinion, played well. Second half, they only gave up 2 field goals. The one touchdown that they gave up was a 3-play drive because Buffalo got the ball on the 24-yard line. Yeah. They're already on a short field. So that's 13 points that 7 points where you gave up a short field and then 2 more field goals. To me, it's not a terrible performance by the defense. The offense has to help the defense out by not ending drives with turnovers, kicking the ball, whether it's a punt, a field goal, or an extra point. And if you do that, they probably win the game. Buffalo did a better job of not making mistakes, and Baltimore made too many mistakes, and that's why they lost.
I just think on that 2-point play, the first one, like, he's not even in the backfield. He's out by the numbers. You know that they're not running the football.
Yeah.
Like you don't even give them the option to. Like if you're not going to run it, like fake the handoff, and then Lamar can either take it himself or then he can throw it maybe on the run.
Yeah.
Like you just never gave them the defense the chance to think about them running because you're definitely not throwing it to Derrick Henry. He can't catch the ball.
He showed that earlier.
And he definitely can't catch it in that type of weather.
Right. All right, the Bills and Chiefs AFC Championship game. There's plenty of time to talk about that matchup. We will get into the other NFL divisional games that occurred over the weekend. Joe Vitale in about 10 minutes or so will talk a little bit of Blues hockey. But Cardinals had their winter warm-up, and they talk finances.
Oh, boy.
Some of their financial stuff, little sketchy. We'll get into that next on 101 ESPN. New year, new keys sales event. That's what's going on right now at Auto Center's Nissan Herculaneum. Over 700 new and used vehicles, all in one location with heavily discounted prices on every vehicle in stock. We're talking about Nissans that have been discounted up to $11,000 off, with several brand new models priced under $30K. They also have tremendous financing deals, low finance rates like 0% APR for 60 months on select new Nissan models, 0 down and no payments for 3 months on select used vehicles. They also have no payments for 6 months. That's right. No payments for 6 months on select new Nissans right now. Every 2025 Nissan model in stock also comes with their free lifetime warranty and 3 free oil changes. Plus, you get that peace of mind with their 30-day return promise at Auto Center's Nissan Herculaneum. If you're worried about credit issues or anything like that, again, they've got financing options for everyone that walks through the door in Herculaneum. So visit them online at autocentersnissan.com. When you do head down to Herculaneum, tell them Stalter sent you. It's Auto Center's Nissan. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis, Andrew Marsh. I'm Anthony Stalter. The Cardinals had their winter warm-up over the weekend. And great stuff by BK, Ferrario, and T-Bone. Tanner and BK went to the winter warm-up, and they're asking questions, and they got audio and things like that. They led off the show talking about how BK mentioned this. He felt pretty good about the short term for the Cardinals because there's a bit of a plan, but he doesn't know about the long-term aspect of it. And part of the long-term, of course, is how the Cardinals intend to spend money. Well, Jeff Jones, who also covers the Cardinals, asked Bill Dewitt about the finances, the revenue. How do you kind of spend? Where's your cash flow, revenue, given all the underlying assets that have increased value? Underlying assets being like Ballpark Village, the parking, all that. Bill DeWitt said, well, we've always been in this for the long term. So it's, not something we want to do on a yearly basis is lose money. We're not looking to make money. Obviously, we've had years where we've had financial success, and we've had years where we've, lost money.
I know.
So I just don't think it's sound practice to look to lose money every year, if that's what you're referring to. Carey Davis, you have your hand up.
Jamie Rivers.
Yeah.
You own a business. I
Yep.
do thing. I have my own business. So are you in the business to not make money?
No, Carey. Some people would say that if your business is losing money, it's not a good business, especially year after year.
Yeah.
First 3 to 5 years.
Like you have your initial 3 to 5 year because you got your cash that you put in, you're building it up.
Correct.
Right.
But the quote says, we're not looking to make money. Yeah, you lost me there. I turned it. There are certain statements that I hear.
If that's true, why don't you give away hot dogs and beers?
Right. Free parking for everybody. Yeah. Free beer Friday for the entire stadium.
He said they're not letting it lose money either.
He said we're not looking to
break
make
even.
money.
Yeah,
but he also said that we're not looking to lose money.
Anthony, I understand your
net.
I understand your silliness right now.
No. You lost me when you said we're not looking to make.
Hold on, maybe I read it wrong. We're not looking to make money. Nope, I read
it says
just
right there.
Yep, there it is.
So who the hell are you trying to talk to? Like you could have said we're not in it to lose money. Full stop.
Yeah.
Who is?
We would have all understood that.
Yeah.
This is a business. We want to win championships, but we want to make money too. Like we didn't buy this business to go broke. We didn't purchase this team to lose money and go broke and to be in the poorhouse and just to say, hey, we used to own the St. Louis Cardinals.
Right.
But damn it, you're trying to make money. And so that to me is the problem. When I hear things like that, just be honest. Like, and maybe he misspoke. It's a quote. Like maybe it's something that was taken out of context. Maybe when he said, he's like, well, actually, we are trying to make money. But what are you doing? Like, what is the purpose of where we are? How much money have you lost year after? Because it's hard for me to believe.
Okay. Let me help you out.
Okay, go
Let me
ahead.
help you out. This is easy. Okay. In 1995, the DeWitt family purchased the Cardinals for $150 million. Current value is $2.55 billion.
So
it's an increase.
They're not in the business of making money.
It's an investment,
a ton of
some
money.
investments go up.
Yeah, that's how it goes. You should.
It's just the way they word things. Like you said, Carey. If they said, look, we own a business, and nobody likes to have the business lose money. There you go. You're right. You're right. Every small business owner, large corporate person in St. Louis would be able to relate to that.
Yeah.
But when you say we're not here to make money, then why did you redo Busch Stadium? Why does Ballpark Village exist? Mm-hmm. Why does all your... If you're not in the business to make money, is it just a hobby?
Right. Well, why isn't it free? Hell.
Well, Jeff Jones...
Games should be free. Concessions should be free. I shouldn't have to park I shouldn't have to pay to park. Just make it free. Give me a free Friday.
And I know we're just feeding off of their words right now, but it's frustrating because how many times, Anthony, for years, what did I say about the Cardinals?
They're allowed to make money.
They're allowed to make money.
Yeah.
Now they're saying they don't make money.
So Jeff Jones, he said, I followed up and I asked if they lose money on the team often, and here's what he said. Here's Bill DeWitt Jr. Well, put it this way. Our debt has gone up. We're looking forward to a lot of expenses in terms of renovating the stadium. And so, this baseball, it's not an easy business. It's very competitive. I think we have done a good job over the years of putting back any money we have into the product. It's, I think, common sense.
Okay, I'm going to say something right now that it's either going to be a home run or an absolute disaster, what I'm about to say.
Okay.
And this is just me. I did a little digging and in my own thoughts on business and just things in general. This, to me, listening to them, and we're going to get into the Nolan Arenado discussion of that, but to watch them now be diving into the draft and develop, building a new facility, all of these things, dumping some of the old players and their salary. Guys, within 3 to 5 years, this is just my opinion, I think the Dewitts sell the Cardinals. Because this is what you do when you have a good business. You get rid of all the bad debt. Because when you get rid of the bad debt, now when someone's going to purchase your company, they go, okay, all these expenses are off the books. All of these young players are like, the margins are good on these players. You have the stadium. You have all of this stuff that you're going to get. You're, holy crap. Yeah, we'll buy it for $2.5 or $3 billion from you because it's right there. And then the Dewitt family, by the way, they're not going to have Ballpark Village in the sale of the team. They're going to hang on to all the parking, all the Ballpark Village. So they now have sold the team for a massive profit. Yet the team still continues to drive all of their revenues for their ancillary companies. So this is just my take. I feel like they're setting it up to sell the team.
Well, we're going to dive more into that a little bit later on. We do got to get to Joe Vitale, but hang on to those thoughts.
Sorry, that was a bomb I just dropped.
I think that, and there's been some thoughts on that, right? Like we've heard this a little bit. So we'll get back into that. But Joe Vitale next. We'll talk a little Blues hockey with him here on 101 ESPN.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here at 101 ESPN. It's that time. We're headed out to the Collier and Thompson phone line. Talk to our guy, Joey Vitale. Joey, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, Ribs, long time no hear from you. How you doing, buddy?
I know, right?
Quick turnaround.
These are always kind of weird, right? Because you and I just spent like 3-4 days together. Now we got you on the phone. Act like I don't know what you're thinking already.
I know. It's like, hey, Joe, how you been? It's like, I just told you last night how I'm doing. Why are you asking me all over again? But it's for the show. I get it.
It is. So we were talking about it earlier. That's a big win for the Blues. Anthony was all mad that they gave back the lead. I said it was
Joe's lying to you.
I said it's for dramatic purposes. We're in Vegas. It's all about the show, Joey. You know that. But when you go back on this road trip overall, how can you? And I know you can't explain it, but so many people ask me every day, so I'm just going to throw it on to you so you can deal with it for a change. But how do you explain, some of the efforts where they're really good and some of the efforts where they're subpar, and then they go back to a really good effort?
Yeah, first and foremost, the game last night, you love to win that game 4-2. I think there'd be a lot of great things to take away if they end up not giving up, the lead there late. But at the same time, I think there's things that you learn throughout a game like that you can't learn if you do just win 4-2. So you give up the 2-6 on 5 goals. And to me, it showed a lot of resiliency in the group to stick with it, especially the goaltender in Binnington, who was incredible there in overtime and obviously only allowed the 1 goal in the shootout. So for different reasons, I did like that. The consistency, the effort from top guys, to me, it's a whole recipe of ingredients where you can't just pick on one ingredient saying this is the issue. I think it's a little bit of a few different things, in my mind, at least from what I see. One of the big things is that, you look at like a player like Robert Thomas and Jordan Kyrou, Pavel Buchnevich in his own right. These are still younger players learning what it's like to be the alphas on a team. It doesn't seem like much long ago, but it was definitely seemed to me like yesterday where Robert Thomas was a rookie. And I know that's 7 years ago, but still it takes time to develop into that, let's call it the Patrice Bergerons, the Sidney Crosbys, where you're the guy. For Robert Thomas, he's still learning his own game. He's learning how to be the best version of himself to help this team. Pretty soon, I think as you watch these leaders grow, they all of a sudden move from self to service. They move from focusing on themselves and what they need to do their game. All of a sudden they become very empathetic leaders where they start to lean on other people, where they start to inquire and get curious about their teammates. I was talking to Jim Montgomery about this the other day in the Vegas hallway, but he was talking about Patrice Bergeron, one of the best leaders he's ever been around, where he said that, there'd be days where I would be having a bad day. This is Jim talking. And Patrice Bergeron would actually come up to him, the coach, and be like, "Hey, coach, you doing all right? Is everything all right? You look a little off, And to me, that's, like I said, that's the Mount Everest of leaders. You don't need your young guys to be that necessarily tomorrow, but that's what they're aspiring to be. So I think we got to give these guys a little bit of grace at times. That these young guys are going to have moments and days where we saw in Utah where it's just going to fall off a little bit. But as long as you have the consistent message and the right leader, which I believe the Blues do now with Jim Montgomery taking the reins, it's all about that consistent message over and over, and eventually these players will figure it out.
Joe, you talk about being consistent, and consistency is one of the things that I think has driven Blues fans mad. You win a couple, but you're unable to get that third win in a row all season long. And Marshy sent us a diagram over the weekend about the level of frustration for Blues fans. So you get your hopes up, you get disappointed, and then you start believing again. And it just kind of goes over and over and over again in the cycle. Are they going to be able to get 3 games in a row at any point this season, Joey?
Yeah, you know what, they are. They are. Your question kind of goes hand in hand with what I was kind of talking to, or at least touching on what Ribs was saying about, how do you explain this? To me, it is that word consistency. Most teams struggle with consistency. That is just a testament to the league and how good it is, and you have to be at your very best every single night. During Ribs' days and even my days, where you go down to South Florida and it was just an automatic 2 points, even if you put up a C game. You go play the Buffalo Sabres or the Arizona Coyotes, for gosh sakes. I mean, it's just go play an average game. You're probably still going to steal 2 points. Well, that doesn't exist anymore. These teams are just, even look at Utah last night. They beat Winnipeg. So they just beat us. They beat Winnipeg now. Now they're off on a little bit of a run here. The Chicago Blackhawks lost some, I think, a shootout last night, but they just beat the Vegas Golden Knights. So even the bottom teams are capable of winning. So that's where a lot of the consistency struggles, to me, are really coming from. But, it's really human nature, to find new habits, right? I mean, I read the other day that and I don't know who threw out this number, but, give or take some days or weeks, but 66 days, they said in this book I'm reading, that it takes to form new habits, right? I mean, we're not 66 days in, or certainly not 66 games in to Jim Montgomery, and I'm not saying that's the number we got to get to before we eventually hit 3, but the reality is that these are humans, and they've built in some bad habits over their lifespan. They built in some bad habits maybe throughout the final years of Craig Berube. Maybe in juniors they pick it up, maybe the minors. Maybe you don't have a coach that is as in tune with the details of the game for a little while. So now you have a new coach where the consistency of the details and your habits, habits matter. You look at Bergeron, you look at the Crosbys, the McDavids, they are what they are because their habits are so unbelievably good. I mean, Nathan Walker's best day would beat Connor McDavid's. I've always said that, and it's the truth. Any player's best day would beat Brett Hull. Even Wayne Gretzky, and that sounds crazy, but the reality is, Connor McDavid's best week is not going to beat your week. His best year certainly is going to blow your year away, and obviously his lifetime is going to blow your lifetime away. And the purpose of that whole saying is that it's consistency. It's a consistency of what the best do, and they have good habits. So I think this Jim he's doing a great job. He's letting the guys know, come back over here, mister. No. That's not how we do that route. You right here, you circle even a little bit instead of a stop and a start, and that makes a difference, right? So it's the message. It's the consistency of delivering the habits and what they want to see. And eventually over time, with the right core and the right leadership group, which the Blues definitely have, it's going to start to turn here pretty soon.
Joe Vitale joining us right now on the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. If I were to say, hey, you could fix one thing right now about the current Blues team, what would you fix in order for this team to get on a bit of a run?
I mean, that's a really good question. I think right now, to me, the penalty kill has got to give you a little bit more life than it is right now. I know people have been kind of up in arms a little bit with the power play. I think the power play certainly in that Utah game, you have 6 minutes in the third period to do 6 minutes in a row to do something with it. They only get one shot on net. I know that's kind of a sore spot, but overall their power play percentage-wise over the last 12 games has actually been pretty doggone good. One of the best in the league, actually, especially when you're throwing chances. So the power play to me is okay, but I look at these games, whether it be the Utah game, where, they score on a delay call. They score also on the power play early in that first period. Kind of puts you behind the 8 ball a little bit. You look at the Vegas game, their very first power play in the game. They take advantage, right, and they end up tying the game 1-1. So it's the kill right now that, to me, really can be giving this team more of a push, more momentum. You can see how power plays can win you games. I mean, on the flip side, look at the Blues power play in that Winter Classic. You scored 2 power play goals right off the hop. Chicago really couldn't recover. Even though they played some pretty good hockey after that, you can't recover from it. Your kill is super important. I've always said that you can get away with not having a great power play. You'd be okay with that, believe it or not. But you better have a doggone good kill, because the other thing from getting scored on when you're shorthanded, the other thing that it does is it really disrupts your 5-on-5 play. Because if you feel like you have a ginger penalty kill or you have a fragile penalty kill where you almost feel when you're playing 5-on-5, you really got to be extra cautious about how you're playing. You can't play very reckless. You can't play overly aggressive, because in the back of your mind, you're thinking, I can't take a penalty because our kill ain't very good. Now, on the flip side, if you have a really good penalty kill and you know that no matter what happens, the guys are going to step over the boards and do a job, well, that really does pivot away from that style of 5-on-5, which is more of what you can get to now, which is the super aggressive, almost overly anxious style of hockey, where if you put yourself in a bad spot, well, you're going to put yourself in a bad spot at times, but you know the kill's going to go out and do a job. But overall, you're playing a much more aggressive, more physical style of hockey, which is essentially, I think, what they want to get to 5-on-5.
Joe, good stuff as always, man. We appreciate you. We'll talk to you again next week.
Hey, appreciate you three, and we'll catch you then.
All right, thanks, Joe. That's Joe Vitale here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. The Blues coming off the big win yesterday against the Vegas Golden Knights. It's Fast Lane. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. Well, Carey, He had to talk about his Ravens earlier, and now
No,
Jamie.
my team didn't. No, they're done.
And now Jamie will have to talk about his Lions.
No, let's talk about the Bills again.
What went wrong at Ford Field
Everything.
Yep.
on Saturday night? And how overrated is Jared Goff? That's next on 101 ESPN. When it comes to underdog fantasy, you got to know that we now have it here in Missouri. That's right. Underdog fantasy is available for us here for Missouri sports fans. Underdog is available in our state. And Underdog is the best place to cash in on all your takes during the NFL playoffs, the NBA, the NHL season, which players are going to go off, which ones are going to be ice cold. It's up to you. With over 5 million happy players and 2 billion won, Underdog makes it fun and easy to cash in on your favorite athletes' performances. Last week, I talked up Travis Kelce. He wound up having a big game. Hopefully, you put together a champions play where you had Travis Kelce, maybe some other players as well. Tonight, Jalen Brunson for the Knicks. He's been very good for them. I like higher on his point total of 25.5. You can take Jalen Brunson tonight and also maybe do Travis Kelce higher on his reception total on Sunday. You can mix and match when it comes to Underdog. It's fantastic. It's a lot of fun to play. The best place to play is at Underdog. Sign up and deposit now using my promo code Anthony to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. And if you're in Missouri, you're going to get an additional $50 in bonus cash when you play your first $5 entry. Again, you got to use my promo code Anthony in order to get that bonus cash at Underdog Fantasy. Must be 18 or older and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. $10 deposit minimum. See UnderdogFantasy.com for terms and conditions. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. it was not a fun night in Detroit. I thought the place was going to be rowdy, and it was, I guess, when the Lions did take the lead. But then Jaden Daniels and the Commanders took over. I'm sorry, we got to start with the Lions side of this. So the Lions lose Saturday night. Marsh, what's up?
Why?
Oh, he's happy.
Why? You happy?
Oh, one of his rivals aren't going to win the Super Bowl.
They're both
Ain't
NFC
that
teams.
something, though? You don't look at me rooting for a team in my own division.
Oh, Ravens lost. Ravens lost.
Yeah, you were crying.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very true, though. Very true. I didn't see that one coming.
One thing, Marshy, neither one of us had a chance.
We didn't, no. But our success comes from other teams' failures, and that's just how it's going to be for at least this season.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Jared Goff played terribly. Let's just start there. Jared Goff was terrible. It's a team game. You lose as a team. Detroit couldn't get off the damn field defensively. That's an issue, too. Aaron Glenn is going to get a job. It might be the Jets head coaching job, but you can't be thrilled with what you saw out of Detroit's defense.
But half of his
Jared Goff
defense
was
was backup players. Let's just be honest.
It certainly was, and he had overcome that for many weeks.
But now you're down to the best teams.
And it didn't look good.
Nope.
When Jared Goff threw the interception right before half.
Which one? Oh, that one. Okay.
Right before half. It wasn't the nail in the coffin, but that right there, you lost a full possession. And then Washington was able to come out in the second half and get the ball right back. I mean, just an awful performance by Goff. I didn't love Ben Johnson's game plan. When they came out and handed the ball off to David Montgomery on the first two plays, I texted my buddy who's a massive Lions fan, and I thought, what are you trying to? If you're Ben Johnson, you're trying to prove David Montgomery. This is still a committee. Jahmyr Gibbs been killing guys. He'd been killing teams for a month. And David, we're going to show you. This is our offense.
He tried to go back to the two-headed beast, which is not the two-headed beast right now until Montgomery's completely healthy. Jahmyr Gibbs, to your point, 105 yards on 14 carries in a losing effort.
Right. Yeah. He was 7 yards a pop every time he got the ball.
7.5 yards a pop.
Was it?
Yeah, 7.5.
70 yards receiving as well.
Yeah.
Like,
how are you doing, Ben?
You've been calling this, Carey.
I told you.
He needs to be the one.
You give him the ball 20 times, 25 times. He's the best player. Jameson Williams is electric. He's going to make plays. Amon-Ra St. Brown, love him. None of them can do what Jahmyr Gibbs does out of the backfield and in the passing game. He is a difference maker. Sam Laporta, love him too. But Jahmyr Gibbs is the best player probably on any football field that he's been on his entire life. And that's including in the NFL at this point. Feature him, give him the ball. Your quarterback can't turn the ball over in the fashion in which they did. There was the pick six that you had in the first half. It's too many turnovers. It was too many.
Three interceptions and a fumble.
Jameson threw an interception as well. You call those plays.
You're still in it.
Here's the thing.
You're still in it at that point.
But this is what I say about players. It doesn't matter what the play call is. I can guarantee you, because I've been in those meetings, I've been in those plays. If it's not there, throw it away
Carey,
or run it.
You know damn well that Jameson Williams is not going to throw that ball out of bounds or keep it. He's going to throw it.
You shouldn't. Then if that's the case,
you can't put it in his hands.
If he didn't give you the belief that he was going to make a good decision, then you don't call it.
Correct.
I guarantee
I'm blaming the parent.
He made good decisions all week and weeks leading up. And when the game got on the line, when that moment happened, he threw it to the other team. Same thing with Jared Goff. He threw the ball to the other team too many times. You're not going to win. And we can blame Jared Goff all day and all night. Jaden Daniels is a damn good quarterback.
Absolutely.
He is a damn good
Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, because he deserves his praise.
No, he does, and he should get it. But before we get to the Commanders, I want to stay with the Lions real quick. And to me, as I watched it unfold, I thought to myself, this is what you get. This is what you get when you go on fourth down every time. When you have hang on. When you have 17 trick plays a game, when you have all these different things, and the poison, and I've used this before in different, is that it's been successful.
Yeah, you got it. So you stick with it.
The only one that wasn't was last year in the NFC Championship, and everybody's like, okay, well, we won't make that particular mistake again. But we're going to have 4 different players throw passes in a game. 3 of them that, Carey, your thoughts.
phone was going on.
Okay. 3 of them are not quarterbacks. And one of them threw an interception. Your quarterback threw 3 interceptions. Your quarterback lost a fumble.
Mm-hmm.
So the razzle-dazzle, bravado, all that stuff.
You live
that
and die by it.
really did it for them. Mm-hmm. If they would have just stuck to a simple game plan, hand the ball off to Jahmyr Gibbs, let some of the keep the passing play simple. They didn't. Washington's defense is not the number 1 defense in the league. You didn't have to be unbelievable to beat the defense. You just had to be consistent. But you had a couple of patches where it didn't work, and then we went to all hands on deck. Let's get the special playbook in. You know, the one with all the trick plays and the things that we hope.
The green playbook.
Whatever. And so for me, that's what did it, is what has made you so successful and made people love your team ultimately was the kiss of death in this game for me.
I agree. That's part
And
of
one
it.
of the trick plays worked in the game. Jamison Williams when Teddy Bridgewater was in the game. To me, though, when
right. Oh, my
did you guys get the feeling that
I'm good with I'm good with Jamison Williams on an end around or whatever that was
fine.
using his speed and the blocking was executed perfect. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Let's not have him throw when the game is
But
still.
the fact that they still use Teddy Bridgewater for more than one play in a game.
he got knocked out.
Goff got
he got
put in a different state.
I thought that Goff. I wonder if Goff was all there. I know he got cleared.
Those interceptions
I can
happened
clear you,
before
Anthony.
Right, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I think that was that the first interception that he threw?
No, it was the
Or
second.
was that the second one? I think that might have been the first one.
He had 3.
No, the first one he airmailed over.
And that was it. That was the pick
was the pick six.
The second
That's the one he got hit on.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
It should have been a penalty.
He got smoked.
If that was
Mahomes, that defender's being executed in the parking
He
lot.
probably would.
That's a clean hit.
He's probably not in the parking lot, in front of the fans. So you know, don't ever do this again.
Are you all watching?
This is what you won't
You
do.
do not hit Patrick Mahomes.
Did you guys get the feeling that maybe Ben Johnson didn't trust Jared Goff, and that's why they were trying some of the reverse, using Jamison Williams to throw that pass?
I'm more with Jamie in that they were doing the trick plays all year. This is part of who they are, and they stuck with that identity. I get that, but you're going to live and die by the sword. So I'm more in that camp than I am thinking like he didn't trust Goff. Goff was just putrid. He was putrid. He's putrid all game. That interception before half, I'm telling you, that was
Was that in the end zone?
Yes.
That was in the end zone, yeah.
And okay, so we've spent 8 minutes on the Lions here to get to Carey's point. The trailing corner on that play made a fantastic play. He baited Goff into that. It's a post. He kind of cut underneath it.
Yeah.
He let Goff think that the receiver was open. He undercut it. Jaden Daniels, phenomenal. He was phenomenal again. He's got ice in his veins. He beats you in multiple ways. Again, he put, Teron Armstead, he put him on skates. I don't know what the hell Armstead was doing on the one where they needed the Lions needed one last stop. And Jaden Daniels, Armstead crashed down for no damn reason. And Jaden Daniels took it outside and beat him with his legs. But maybe he picks up that anyways, just because of his athleticism and his skill.
It was 4th and 2 on that play.
It's 4th and 2, and Armstead crashed.
The Commanders, it was something about the pregame when I was listening to Dan Quinn, and I was like, they're going to beat the Lions. Like, it just felt like he felt, and you don't think so? You don't think that the Lions, the way that they played all season long, they've been dominant offensively, they've taken it 2 teams, but Dan Quinn seemed confident. He seemed very relaxed, and they seemed to be the more aggressive team going. They were doing what we thought the Lions were going to do. 4th down? The hell you doing, punt team? The hell you doing, field goal team? Don't worry about it. We don't need you. We're going to go for it, and they went for it repeatedly and were able to pick up those first downs. They did it 3 or 4 times in that game and were able to score on those drives or sustain drives, and they, to me, looked like they went to the Lions and beat them in their game. They ran the ball down their throat. They were more physical. The Lions couldn't tackle. They were missing. Austin Eckler looked like Saquon Barkley out there. He looked like LaShawn McCoy, making guys miss. Like it was a
You're
really
right, the tackling was terrible.
The tackling was terrible by Detroit. So to me, that was a game where the Commanders just were the better team, and they took it to them from the opening kickoff.
They're the better team that night. There's no doubt about that.
And the 12 men on the field, 4th down in the red
Brady
zone.
was calling.
Dude, that can't happen. That's not a number 1 seed type thing. You cannot do that.
That was 4th down.
It was 4th down.
Yeah.
They were going to go for it. And then after
Inexcusable.
you got to call a timeout.
Yes.
You got to call a timeout so that you don't get caught with that 12-man penalty.
Yep.
Because that penalty allowed them to get the first down, and then they scored. Like, it was just, there were so many things that happened to the Lions. And I wonder, sometimes you see this often in bowl games where teams pull out all of their trick plays because they got 30 days to prepare. The Lions had some time to prepare, and that's probably part of the reason. We got all these trick plays. We've been perfecting these for 2 weeks. Let's bring them out, boys. Wait till they get a load of us. No, let's hand the ball off to Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah,
I agree.
Ben Johnson was coaching like he was a Chicago Bear from the first play on.
Was that why he got the job, you think?
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, that guy, he's a Bear.
He didn't make Jared Goff throw that ball to
They all
Quan
stunk,
Martin.
Carey. They all stunk. Jared Goff
touchdown?
stunk. Ben Johnson stunk. The defense stunk.
Sometimes
They all stunk.
It's on Dan Campbell, too.
Dan Campbell.
He looked disheveled.
Dan Campbell
he
was,
looked lost.
let's be honest, Dan Campbell
He was
got
crying
saved.
after the game.
He looked lost.
He got saved because he wasn't really the one that everybody's looking at.
Why not?
Because Jared Goff was terrible.
Yeah, he didn't. He
Ben
didn't call
Johnson's
a timeout
head
when
was
he
in
had 12
Chicago.
people on the field.
That was that. They all stunk. You know who didn't stink? Jahmyr Gibbs. Give him the damn ball.
Commanders are winning the Super Bowl.
They're not winning the Super Bowl.
I texted you
but
guys
they
this
are
weekend.
going to the Super Bowl.
Nobody said anything. I said
Yeah.
the Commanders are
There's a
winning the
guy.
Super Bowl.
I'm tired of the Eagles crap.
The
I love
Eagles aren't very good at all.
Saquon.
There's a
I'm
guy.
tired of the Eagles crap.
They got a guy.
Nick
the
Sirianni's
only
time
guy.
is coming.
Hey, they got a guy.
I have called this since what, Marsh? October?
It ain't happened
It's
yet.
happening. This weekend. And I hate that it's got to be Dan Quinn, but I'll take it. But Nick Sirianni's time is now.
Does this make up if he makes it to the Super
No,
Bowl?
it doesn't.
And
It
wins,
doesn't.
does
No,
it make up for
no.
what
Do the
happened in
28-3 jokes go away?
I think you pay him even more. If he goes and wins now with this team, you're going to really be mad at him.
You might be.
Because it's another NFC
You
team,
know what
too.
stinks too? I like Dan Quinn. I think he's a nice guy.
Apparently his players love him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That wasn't the issue.
I'm just saying.
Everybody loves Dan Quinn. They stuck with him for like 2 more years after it was clear he didn't have anything in Atlanta. But no, good for him. Jaden Daniels stud.
Commanders beating the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
No, they're not.
Yes, they
Chiefs
are.
aren't even
No,
getting there.
no.
They're going on their
they are.
Giants
No, they're
run
not.
right now. Right now, everything's lining up. Everything's lining up.
Commanders, Chiefs. I'm with you there. Commanders over Chiefs. No.
It's going to happen.
Bills
think
over
so.
the Commanders. It's
Gonna
the Bills' year.
It's a fast lane on 101 ESPN. What do we have next, Marsh? What's trending? With Andrew Marsh next on 101 ESPN.
Hey, it's Super Bowl champ Carey Davis, and if you have any car needs, any car issues, my good friends over at All Things Appearance can help you out. Whether that's standard maintenance, maybe you want detailing, the car's a little dirty, you want to get it cleaned up, ceramic coating, paint, dent repair, collision repair. If you had hail damage from earlier this year, they'll get you together with that as well. My guy Jeff over there, who is the owner, he will work with your insurance and warranty companies to make sure you get the best price possible. They are going to also make sure that they get you in and out. When you call this number, 636-248-5051, or go online at All Things Appearance, that cell phone number I just gave you is Jeff's personal phone number. He will talk to you and get you back on the road as soon as possible. He wants to work with his customers, get them the best price available, and make sure that they're not being overcharged for something that other places might overcharge you for. He will get you going. He wants you to be a happy customer and keep you coming back. So reach out to him today at 636-248-5051 or online at allthingsappearance.com. They also do service for boats, jet skis, and motorcycles. Give them a call today and let them know Carey Davis sent you.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Blues pick up a 5-4 shootout victory over the Vegas Golden Knights yesterday. They'll take on Vegas once again on Thursday, and you can listen to that one right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7. We'll talk with Blues head coach Jim Montgomery at 5 o'clock, so stay tuned for that. Also yesterday, Ohio State defeated Notre Dame in the national championship to win the Natty 34-23, the final. We have What's Trending coming up next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Topics in the sports world.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
Here's what's trending.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, we just got done talking about the Lions and Commanders game, NFC Divisional round. And Anthony, you mentioned Ben Johnson is heading to Chicago to be the Bears' newest head coach. And you said that he was coaching like he already had the job on Saturday night. Now, we know that a lot of Lions fans on the internet are not too happy with Ben Johnson for going to a division rival in the Chicago Bears. Do you think this was the best fit for Ben Johnson, in this coaching carousel? What are you two doing?
We're fighting over real estate over here. Carey's spread out like he's having a yard sale over here. He's got things over on the end of the desk all the way across, 7 different drinks, another meal, 7 books. He moves my notepad out of the way.
I didn't touch your notepad.
Well, how did your red book end up open to my real estate?
The line right here is clearly defined.
Let's get a measuring tape out. Because apparently Carey bought a bigger lot than all of us.
He does have a laptop, computer. He's got everything.
He's got a sprint into Marshy's area and everything.
I'll do better.
Anyways, I don't think the Bears could have done any better. Ben Johnson was the hot name. You pair his offense with Caleb Williams, and away you go. I understand Lions fans might be upset because they got to face him, but hey, that's the business. He can go wherever he wants, assuming that they want him.
Sorry, this was the year for the Lions.
Yeah.
This was it. Ben Johnson, all the staff, a bunch of the staff, they stuck around for one more year. They said, we want to stick. We like what we got going here. This was their opportunity to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They obviously didn't accomplish that. So
you didn't
now
even win a game.
You didn't even win
let alone
playoff game.
Multiple games
Correct.
to necessitate a trip to the Super Bowl.
So now Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn are like, hey, we waited. We were loyal. Now we have to be loyal to ourselves and our families and go get head coaching jobs.
Yeah.
So that's it.
For me, I felt like this was the best landing spot for him. I talked about it last week. You're in the division. You already have game planned against 2 of those other teams, and you're going against the Lions now.
And you get Caleb Williams.
So you know all 3 of those teams that you're playing against at this point. You've played against the Lions every single day in practice. You know what the Vikings do, and you know what the Packers do. And you have a young quarterback who needs to be put in a position to be successful. Hopefully it starts up front and they keep him clean and they don't allow him to try to throw passes from his back, which is impossible. I don't know if you know that or not. Mm-hmm. But protect him up front and make sure you got some guys that you can get the ball to. So I thought I think it's a good fit for Ben Johnson and what he's trying to do.
Yeah, I think too, when you're looking at like he might bring the Lions, I think, offensive line coach and make him his OC. It's going to be Ben Johnson's team. But yeah, Dan Campbell's coaching staff's going to be gutted here in a second.
Interesting to see what he does.
He's the CEO type, so the CEO type's got to find the next Ben Johnson, the next Aaron Glenn. I wonder if Aaron Glenn gets the Jets job. He's going for a second interview.
Is that a good fit, though? Like, they just had a defensive guy.
Yeah.
I just don't understand what the Jets are doing. I guess maybe that's why it's the perfect choice for them.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
And Aaron Glenn, I think, deserves an opportunity.
I'm not saying he doesn't.
But you're right. The Jets probably need more stability. But they need more of a sure thing.
When they got rid of Robert Saleh, their defensive numbers plummeted.
You know who
plummeted?
So Jeff Ulbrich was the interim.
Mm-hmm.
He took over. He's a defensive guy, and the Jets' numbers stunk.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just hired Jeff Ulbrich to be their defensive coordinator.
Oh no! Not the Falcons.
Hold on. Oh no!
The Falcons.
Oh no!
They said this guy turned the Jets' defense, a talented Jets' defense, into crap. We need him. They brought in Lou Anarumo, who became the Colts defensive coordinator. They brought in Wink Martindale, who's got all of this experience. Yeah. And you like what Michigan did against Ohio State defensively, do you? We don't need you. Give us the guy who stunk with the Jets, who made the Jets even worse. Some teams just don't know what they're doing, guys. The Jets, the Falcons. Terrible. But I do think the Bears got it right here with Ben Johnson. I mean, really, what could you even if it doesn't work out, Ben Johnson was the hot name.
Yeah, you had to go that route.
Definitely. Yeah. So I'm interested to see what he can do with Caleb Williams, and I'm very interested to see what Dan Campbell does next. Does he hire the next Ben Johnson, or does he go out and get somebody with a more of a resume?
Is it possible, now that Ben Johnson is in Chicago, is it possible that, the Lions don't win the division next year and they finish in the bottom 2 of the division?
I don't think so.
They got way too much talent.
That talent is still there.
And defensively, they're going to get people back. Aiden Hutchinson will be back. Yeah. Like they'll be. To me,
they got cap space. They're okay.
Depending on who you bring, it's almost a no-lose situation. Whoever they bring in as the OC, because you have way too much talent on that offense to fail. If you stink, it's you, bro. It's nobody.
In fairness,
else.
It has to be an OC that understands what he has in Jared Goff and what he doesn't have in Jared Goff.
Yeah, you. I mean, if you can take a look at what he does well, but you got so many weapons and one of the best offensive lines in football. That team should be in the same position next year, and they should be better for it. You lost this year. You didn't finish the way you started, obviously, but that team should be better next year because all of the players are young. They are all pretty much under contract. Like they are good to go.
Like better than 15-win season?
Maybe not better than 15 wins.
I don't think so.
12-plus wins.
Mm-hmm. Boy, what a wasted season. What a wasted season. If you won 15 games.
Got the bye.
10-point favorite at home, and you lose. That's a tough one.
It hurts.
It hurts.
Yep. I'd rather miss the playoffs.
What else hurts? Right? Anthony, you know what else hurts?
Or lose in the first round.
No. Buying Detroit Lions T-shirts, things like that.
Oh, no. Did you?
Yeah.
Gearing up for a long playoff run, were you?
Getting up for next year.
No, full disclosure, I bought a T-shirt. I was like, it's fine.
You did that with the Bucks the one year?
I did. It's fine. But then I really committed to something.
Oh, no.
Because when Ashley and I are going to be in Mexico.
You got a tattoo.
No,
didn't.
2025 Super Bowl champions.
Right where the mouth opens.
The Sunday that we're there is the Super Bowl. And so I thought, how great would it be to be sitting there in the pool watching the Super Bowl, and then you drop trow with a Lions Speedo. So I got that going for me anyways.
Wow. You can still wear it.
I still wear it.
The Speedo.
Yep. Jamie did it.
Write that down, Marsh.
Yeah.
I owe Detroit an apology.
In
my Speedo.
Curse of the
Speedo. Your Speedo.
I'm going to get a billboard in Detroit. I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry. With you in the Speedo.
LiAngelo Ball. His
whoa.
Yeah.
LiAngelo Ball.
I saw stuff on the internet, on Twitter, or X, whatever the heck they're calling it these days. Mm-hmm. It said LiAngelo Ball, Lions minus 10 bajillion.
Oh, boy.
I go, really? I don't know about that. If anything, I might take the Commanders here just because of LiAngelo Ball singing this song now before the game starts. The guy that was on the Pistons and I believe got cut.
It happens.
That's tough.
Jamie's vacation Speedo says we are very sad.
Yeah. I like your idea, Jamie. Nice billboard.
Yeah.
Downtown Detroit. You in your Speedo. sad look on your face.
In the snow.
I'm
you should do it
sorry.
in Detroit.
Yeah.
In the snow. Well, I guess you don't have to. They got AI and...
No, I wouldn't do that. No. If I'm going to punish myself, Carey, you better believe I'm going to punish myself right, okay?
Good call on that. All right. Major League Baseball continues to be the biggest joke in the world, but our guy, Carey Davis, says not so fast. I love what the Dodgers are doing.
Oh, man.
That's next on 101 ESPN. Jamie, if I'm searching for my dream home and I want to make sure that I get the loan process done quickly, efficiently, and I save money, who am I calling?
Oh, you're calling our guy Stewie from Stewart's American Mortgage Corporation.
Now, let's say if I looking for some debt consolidation, some options, who am I calling?
Once again, you're going to call our guy Stewie.
Refi?
Stewie.
Okay, so basically any home loan issues, anything like that, our
Anything
guy Stewie.
financial, call Stewie.
Yeah. You haven't had any personal experience with Stewie, have you?
Well, actually, I have, Anthony. Recently purchased a new home, and it was the easiest purchase I've ever made. Purchased a lot of homes, played a lot of teams, a lot of different cities. It never went this smooth. Stewie was great. They had the pre-approval letter going that helped me with the sale of the home or the purchase of the home, and then the rest of it was so simple. It was done quickly. I couldn't be happier.
So Stewie from Stewart's American Mortgage Corporation hands out his personal cell phone number for a reason. He wants to make sure that you have that old school customer service feel. Not that you call some company and then you're on hold. And then press that you get the automated system, right? Press 1, press 3, press 4, on hold for 45 minutes until they break your will. Not with Stewie. Stewie hands out his personal cell phone number so that you call him or text him so that you feel like you're being taken care of, because you are. 314-324-4440.
If you missed that, 314-324-4440.
You can call him day or night. You can text him day or night. He'll get back to you, and he's going to save you a truckload of money. Now, if you miss that phone number, you can always Google
the bagel loan.
NMLS number 226715.
Well, the Dodgers felt as though that they were still missing a couple pieces. needed some bullpen help. So they signed Kirby Yates over the weekend and also Tanner Scott. Tanner Scott got a 4-year, $72 million contract.
Oh, he's a starter, right?
No, he's a reliever.
Oh, boy.
They got their starter a couple of days prior to that when they got Hiroki Sasaki in a deal next to nothing because really you couldn't pay him. He's too young. You couldn't pay him a big contract, so they basically got him for free. Dodgers continue to do what they're doing, and I don't blame them. They got the money. They're rolling. They're trying. Players want to play for them. I get it. Now, I don't blame the Dodgers. I blame Major League Baseball, which continues to be an absolute joke. While every other league, including college football, has decided that having a level playing field to get more fans involved and keep them more involved throughout the course of the year, keep the entertainment value as high as it can. Major League Baseball says, I don't care. Major League Baseball went as far as to say, I don't care about you, baseball fan, unless you're a Dodgers fan.
Thank you.
I don't care about you, and you can go fast lane yourself. That's what Major League Baseball said and continues to say as the Dodgers continue to operate under this way.
I think you're wrong.
I don't think I'm wrong.
No, here's where you're wrong, okay? Is if the Major League Baseball, we'll call it the owners, okay? Mm-hmm. If the owners sat down at a table today, 10 minutes from now, across from the players' union, the owners would be fine with a salary cap and a salary floor. And guess what the players would say? Go fast lane yourself.
I think the players would say go fast lane yourself on a ceiling, but not
but you're not
the
going to
floor.
have one. So
owners would say go fast lane yourself on the floor.
You can't have one without the other. That's just stupidity.
I'm with you on that.
So the problem,
they should have both.
The problem doesn't just lie on Major League Baseball. The problem lies on the players, too. So
what I'm saying is Major League Baseball, top to bottom,
I thought you were just blaming
is a joke.
Like the owners.
I'm blaming everybody in Major League Baseball.
He's blaming the Dodgers, and the Dodgers are just playing within the rules that they're allowed to play with.
Again, I don't blame the. What did I say? What did I say?
You said a lot of things.
I said the Dodgers are doing whatever they want, which is fine. I'm using a blanket and putting it over all of Major League Baseball.
I don't think the Pirates
joke.
appreciate that.
The Pirates can go fast lane themselves. They haven't tried in decades.
I don't know what all the hubbub is about. People are upset.
Don't you dare.
About.
I see what you're doing.
I don't know what the anger is. I'm reading these headlines. The Los Angeles Dodgers have gone from villains to super villains, and another headline says the Dodgers signed Kirby Yates because why the hell not? Right? This is no
one else did though. He was out there.
I'm
not gonna sit here and defend the Dodgers, but every other Major League Baseball team could have gotten Kirby Yates, and they didn't. I hate the Dodgers.
So you're mad?
They could have.
You're mad at me because how I spend my money? That's foolishness.
No, I'm mad at you.
You're mad at me
because you're supposed to be a Cardinals fan and you jump ship.
That's a whole other different story.
I'm still a Cardinals fan. I'm just also a Dodgers fan.
And a Ravens
unfortunately took my glasses. You've never seen me wear purple glasses, have you? You have not.
Not
See
yet.
that purple underwear you're wearing there?
He's got X-ray vision.
So he bent over and the thong popped up.
People are upset. You weren't supposed to tell anybody. People are upset about the Dodgers when they're spending their money. They can do with it what they choose.
I don't care about the Dodgers.
And if teams want to play, and if they want to be better, and they want to beat the Dodgers, then play the damn game.
What? They don't have the money to play the game.
The Dodgers have become baseball's evil. Here's another headline. Have become baseball's evil empire. But all teams, Anthony, should compete with the same zeal.
Okay, they can't
compete under the same guidelines
they got
and
the same
structure,
guidelines. The structure
and rules.
The rules are all there. So they can do whatever they want to.
Yeah.
And the Dodgers can as well. And they are.
Right.
Sorry, we are doing what we want to.
Right.
And we're winning championships and we're signing players. You know why? You know why we're signing so many players? Because inevitably, that too. But somebody's going to get hurt, right? And when somebody gets hurt, what do? I got a guy. I know a guy. I got a guy. Your turn, buddy. Yeah. We've seen it. They understand. And everyone's mad because the Dodgers are spending money, and you got the Cardinals saying, we don't want to make money. Dodgers saying, we're printing money. We'll do whatever. We'll defer every contract until the year 20 whatever. Pick a date. Man, it'll grow. You do whatever you want. You'll get paid.
Yeah.
And that's all they're doing. And every other team has the possibility, has the free range to do that. Am I wrong? Can the Cardinals do
Yeah,
that?
they can.
They defer money until 2035 if they choose to?
Yeah.
So why don't they? Why are we complaining about a team that has found a way to make their team better, and they're finding, and because they actually care about their damn team and winning championships, and we're mad? You're mad at a team that wants to win championships because they're going out and signing players, and they're deferring the money that they're going to have to pay later to pay for these players? Who are you mad at?
So
Major League Baseball.
Why?
I thought I was pretty clear about that.
Oh, God.
Major League Baseball is an utter joke for the way that they have decided to operate. I'm not mad at the Dodgers. The Dodgers are doing what the Dodgers do. They got a truckload of money. Every player wants to play for them because they're not, a lot of these guys aren't really competitive and they're deep down in their soul, so they just decided to hop on the wagon. They're free to do so, right? So the Dodgers are doing what they do. Major League Baseball is a joke. You're watching. There's no reason to watch these games next season if you're in three-fourths of the markets. Three-fourths of the market. There's no reason. You don't have to watch it. You're a Miami Marlins fan. You don't have to watch it.
So the
not
Dodgers.
that you are, but it's a joke.
Well, and Major League Baseball stars, if they're all going to one team, it's not spread out throughout the entire league. That's not healthy for the game of baseball in terms of promoting your team. So you're going to play, all the best guys are going to play on a team that starts their games at 10 o'clock Eastern time, that play most of their games in the same state.
Yes.
Because half their division is in the same state.
Yeah.
That's not good for baseball.
Carey, you'll like this. I hope the Dodgers win the next 10 World Series.
Oh, no, I don't stop.
So they already got one. I hope they win 9 straight.
Yeah, 9
The
straight.
Dodgers payroll, guys, just for clarification, in 2023, I'm working on others. It was their revenue, $550 million. Their payroll is $330 million.
Sounds like they made money, huh?
They did.
There you go.
No, you can't wear the Blues glasses.
I hope the Dodgers win the next 9 World Series. That would give them 10 straight.
Yeah.
And each and every time they win,
I got to quit this job.
Major League Baseball, from a TV rating standpoint, from a revenue standpoint, hemorrhages money. Because nobody's interested in the product anymore.
Yeah.
So, Gary, I hope your Dodgers win 9 more. Give them 10 straight. And you know what? Major League Baseball falls apart.
Just change it to the Dodgers TV
Let me
network.
put these on.
And everything will be fine.
Marshy wants his
now
turn.
now
Marsh is ready?
we want to be winners.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
I hope this room looks it's pretty sweet with these glasses on.
Nice.
This is weird.
Wait till you take them off. Got a headache.
I might keep them on all day. I hope the Dodgers win the next World Series, and then all of the other Major League Baseball teams leave Major League Baseball and go start their own league.
Oh, boy. This is where we're
How
at.
about that one, Anthony? You like that one?
Yeah, that's, no.
It'd be the same.
I don't want them to.
It'd be a level playing
I
field.
want Major League Baseball to really suffer, though.
Well, they'd only have one team.
I'm still looking for the solutions here.
I gave it to you. I gave you one.
We gave you them.
Spend your money. Marshy said everybody in the league got an
Great business
opportunity.
idea. Spend more money than you make.
Nah, well, here's the thing. You talked about it earlier. Sometimes when you're startup costs, you're going to have to spend more money.
Yeah, there's no startup here.
I'm saying, if you are trying to win, you're going to have to spend more money. And when you build
How'd that
a
work
better
for the
team,
Padres?
when you build a
They had
better
to take
team,
a loan out.
when you build a better team, people start showing up.
Well,
Did
Carey,
they win a championship? They didn't do it right then.
Carey,
their
that's
fault.
tough.
That's their fault.
They had a second or third payroll.
That's
Major
their
League
fault.
Baseball.
They didn't do it right.
How about the Mets the year before?
Yeah. Didn't do it right.
there's some
They
teams.
started trading people.
Carey, there's some teams in Major League Baseball that are not in the business of even making money.
My God.
Well, it sounds like a personal problem.
That's correct.
I can't.
We got the Gauntlet next on 101 ESPN.
Hey, it's Carey Davis, and I want to tell you about Window Nation. If you're tired of the cold air coming in, you probably need some new windows, and Window Nation is offering you a great deal, 50% off of all window styles. Plus, you pay nothing with no interest for 2 full years. Yes, 2 full years, you can get that done. You can get you a free, no-obligation quote today. All you need to do is dial 866-90-NATION or go online at windownation.com. Window Nation, they're experts. All they do is windows. Last year alone, they installed over 200,000 windows. 96% of those required no follow-up service. And the thing about those windows, they can install them in 1 day or less. And the Window Nation windows have a lifetime warranty. 96% of those windows that get installed require no follow-up service. So give them a call today. Again, 50% off of all window styles. That includes double hung, bays, bows, picture windows, everything. 50% off with no payment, no interest for 2 full years. Reach out to them today at 866-90-NATION or go online at windownation.com.
Warriors, 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the Gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
4:04, your time check. Brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Andrew Marsh, I'm Anthony Stalter, and we welcome in John. What's up, John?
Hey, what's going on? How y'all doing?
We're doing great, man. Appreciate you listening. Thanks for playing today. Would you like to take on Marsh, CD, Jamie, or me?
I would like to take on you.
Oh, John. You said that with, like, spirit.
I told you, Anthony.
Oh, I have my mind made up.
No. I must be the easiest, then. Or am I the biggest, and you're looking to take me out first?
Well, you out first, and then worry about the rest later.
Yeah, then, John, I appreciate you. Thanks, buddy. Good luck, man.
All right, Anthony, get the heck out of here. All right, John, well, Anthony's making his way to the cone of silence. You know the routine here. Tell my guy Marshy to spin that wheel.
Marshy, spin that wheel and stop it on random.
Oh, okay. All right, let's see here. You want the random? I think he's trying to do the reverse of it. So you said they wanted random, John. I don't quite believe you, and I don't think the wheel believed you either. What do you think you got?
Random.
No, you got hockey.
Ah, that's random.
All right, Marshy's gonna hand us out the questions here. While he's doing that, I'll just remind you and everybody else who's listening that each question is worth 2 points. If you use the options and answer it correctly, it's worth 1 point. If you get it wrong, obviously 0 points. If we're tied after 4 questions, we'll go to a tiebreaker, and we will get a winner here in the Gauntlet. John, are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, man, here we go. Question 1. Name the last team the Blues shut out. They shut this team out 4-0 in early January.
Give me the options.
Was it the Anaheim Ducks, the New Jersey Devils, or the Ottawa Senators?
It was the Senators.
Final answer?
Yes.
Question number 2. Despite starting 25 times this season, which goaltender currently sits with just 2 regular season losses? Despite starting 25 times this season, which goaltender currently sits with just 2 losses in regulation?
In all of the NHL.
Full NHL.
Yeah.
Connor Hellebuyck.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Question number 3. Which player leads all rookies in points this season?
Macklin celebrating.
Final answer?
Yes.
All right, we got the last one for you, John. Question 4. Name the best face-off team in the NHL this season. Through 46 games played, this team has won 55.2% of their face-offs.
The best face-off team. The Vegas Golden Knights.
Final answer?
Yes.
All right, thank you. All right, let's get our guy Anthony back in here. How we feeling, John?
Yeah.
You feeling good?
I'm all right, man. I'm just a little nervous.
All right. All right. Well, our guy Anthony's also nervous as he walks in here. Going to plug his ears in so we can't talk bad about him anymore.
Yeah, you can. I already know what you guys say.
No. How's it going with silence today, bud?
It was very silent. No Mike Ryder today, so I was just hanging out by myself.
All right. Well, our guy John decided he wanted to play a trick on the wheel. We asked him, what do you want today? He says, random.
Oh, no.
So guess what the wheel said to John?
Yeah, random.
No, hockey. So you got hockey today, as you always do, Anthony.
I feel better. I feel way better about hockey than random.
Okay. Well, we'll see about that.
Okay.
Back at lunch.
Oh, there you go.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Tell me.
Yeah, you just tell him. You do it all. It's not how this works.
I'm just not used to having you here, Carey.
Wow.
Figured I'd beat you to it. All right, focus.
Nope.
All right. Here we go, Anthony. Mm-hmm. Hockey. Question 1. Name the last team the Blues shut out. They shut this team out 4-0 in early January.
Earlier this month, huh?
January.
Are we still in January?
I think.
Yeah. I think it was the Senators. But I'm gonna need the options.
Was it the Anaheim Ducks?
Nope.
The New Jersey Devils? Or the Ottawa Senators?
Oh. Man, you said Devils. They didn't shut them out in Jersey. Well, that would have been December. No, I'm going to stick with it. Senators. Final answer.
Okay.
Question number 2. Despite starting 25 times this season, which goaltender currently sits with just 2 losses in regulation?
2 losses in regulation, huh?
That's obviously the entire NHL.
Wow. All right, I'm going to ask for the options. I'm going to see if I can find the outlier.
Is it Connor Hellebuyck, Logan Thompson, or Aiden Hill?
Aiden Hill, Hellebuyck, and who?
Logan Thompson.
So let's eliminate the obvious in Connor Hellebuyck. I mean, Aiden Hill just lost yesterday, so give me Logan Thompson. Final answer.
Did Aiden Hill win or lose in regulation, though?
Oh, son of a bean. I already said final. I already saw final
that's
answer.
That's why I waited.
Question number 3. Which player leads all rookies in points this season?
I'm sorry. Can you ask it again?
Which player leads all rookies in points this season?
It's a damn fine question. Can I have the options?
Options are Macklin Celebrini, Lane Hudson, or Matvey Michkov.
Last name you made up. And Celebrini would be too obvious. So what's the other one?
Lane Hudson.
Yeah, give me Hudson River. Final answer.
Oh my God. Question 4. Name the best face-off team in the NHL this season. Through 46 games played, this team has won 55.2% of their face-offs.
Options.
Yes. Vegas Golden Knights, New York Islanders, or New York Rangers?
I feel like the Rangers are always great with special teams, even in down years. Give me the Rangers. Final answer.
Okay. Let's go over this. Let's start with question 4. Name the best face-off team in the NHL this season. Through 46 games played, this team has won 55.2% of their face-offs. John, without the options, said the Vegas Golden Knights.
Oh, sweet, merciful crap.
Anthony, with the options, he said, I feel like the Rangers are always good at these types of things. New York Rangers. Carey, the answer is?
It is the New York Islanders.
Did you say crap or crab?
Crap.
Oh, I thought you said crab.
Sweet, merciful crap.
Could be both.
That's a nice crab.
That was nice. Yeah.
All right, let's go to question 2. Despite starting 25 times this season, which goaltender currently sits with just 2 losses in regulation? Regulation. John, without the option, said Connor Hellebuck.
Oh, jeez.
Anthony, with the options, he went through all the things and, eliminated Hellebuck and whatnot. Logan Thompson. Answer is?
It is Aiden Hill's friend, Logan Thompson.
All right. Anthony up 1-0. Let's go to the first question. Name the last team the Blues shut out. They shut this team out 4-0 in early January. John, you said the Ottawa Senators. Anthony, without the options, you said the Senators. Then you said, no, give me the options. I want to make sure. I'll go with the Ottawa Senators.
Yeah.
Answer is?
It is the Ottawa Senators.
But you both needed the options.
You tricky.
So we're 2-1 here, headed into the final question.
Oh, man.
Which player leads all rookies in points this season? John, without the options, you took Macklin Celebrini.
Oh, no. John.
A Sharks player at that.
Yep.
Can't be the obvious, right?
Meanwhile,
the other guy you made up.
No, I wish you'd go watch this other guy play.
He's super good.
He's pretty amazing. With the options, you said Lane Hudson River is what you said about him. Giggle, huh? Well, if John is right with Macklin Celebrini, he will win 3-2 today. If Anthony is correct with Lane Hudson, he'll win 3-1. And the made-up name of Matvey Michkov, who's I think he's second in rookie scoring, maybe third. Either way, if it's him, then Anthony will win as well.
All right, so I'm rooting for the...
You want anything but Celebrini right now.
Oh, man.
Feels good, doesn't it?
Yep.
No, it doesn't. John.
You have chosen poorly.
It's that guy that nobody's ever heard of that stinks at hockey, Lane Hudson.
Oh, Hudson River?
Yeah, who's basically Cale Makar in his first year.
That's what I was telling you earlier.
Johnny got you, buddy. Sorry about that. 3-1 today.
I Staltered it.
Well done, John. Hey, man, that was great, though. Hey, John, let me tell you, that's impressive. You had a couple there, no options, and they wound up being options. So you scared me throughout, man. Nice job.
Shoot or shoot, baby. What can I say?
Nice job, John. Nice job. Thanks for playing. Thanks for listening.
Take care, John.
Later.
John's a nice guy. I'm surprised he didn't pick him up. Well, he knew.
He knew.
Yeah.
So I'm a pretty good. I wonder if people, our listeners, self-evaluate quickly in the moment. Like the moment the text comes through, like, "Hey, you're in." They're like, "Ooh, am I a good guy? Am I a good person or not?
Oh, yeah.
Am I a good girl? Am I good?
Right.
I don't know. So
if you're not, you got to take Marsh right away.
But if you're but if you truly believe you're a good person, maybe you're not.
Well, that's tough to find out.
That is tough.
Because you win, and it's like, oh, that's great. I won. I am a terrible human being because I did not beat Andrew Marsh, and he only beats
good guys,
nice people
and gals
in the Gauntlet.
Good guys and gals.
It really is good.
Guys and gals.
Yeah. All right. Oh, Hudson River. I don't think you spelled the same, do you?
Nope.
Isn't it the H-U-T or something?
It is.
That guy.
Yep.
All right.
You knew.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I was telling you guys earlier about him.
He's a hell of a player, man.
Yep. Gave Marshall those notes on him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Probably why he ended up as part of the question.
Yeah, there's no question. Absolutely. Yeah.
I do worry about that sometimes. I'm like, that guy, that name is definitely made up.
Yeah.
I do think that.
You're tricking me. I know what you're doing. All right. It's Fast Line on 101 ESPN. Carey's worst nightmare happened on Sunday evening when his Baltimore Ravens lost to the Bills. He also didn't have a great Saturday. We'll tell you why. Next on 101 ESPN. So Carey's Ravens lose on Sunday. Tough one on Sunday, but really it pales in comparison to him watching the Chiefs beat the Texans. Rough weekend overall for Carey. His Illinois Illini also lost in Big Ten play.
Well,
MSU, right? You got Tom Izzo?
Yeah, they lost to old Michigan, old Sparty.
Yeah.
But the Ohio State Buckeyes won the national championship, so, there's that.
Now he's claiming
Week started. It's Big Ten. Claim that, always.
So, Carey, I am wondering, you had come in today and you were defeated, dejected, and you looked at me and you said, well, the Chiefs are just going to win the Super Bowl.
I did actually say that.
Now, I've been telling you that for a while now. Really, since last year's Super Bowl, I've been saying that. Are you officially coming back over? Because I'll let you. I mean, you ditched me.
Where?
The Chiefs.
No, he's not allowed over there.
Red Kingdom.
I think I'm going to just sit this one out. I just watched the game as a fan, not with a rooting interest in either team.
Is that because you also hate the Bills?
Probably.
Okay.
No, I don't hate them. I don't hate the Bills. I think they've had a really good season.
But you always say that like teeth clenched, I feel.
They've had a really good season.
Okay.
MVP candidate caliber season from Josh Allen.
Yeah.
I don't know if he wins it. I don't know who wins it. But they've done a good job. Can they go into Kansas City? After the display I saw this past weekend, I don't think anybody can go into Kansas City. You know what I'm saying?
Because they're that good.
Yeah.
Damn right.
Wink, wink.
Yeah, no wink, wink.
Wink, wink. They're that good. I think no one can go into Kansas City and beat the Chiefs.
When did the Chiefs start selling referee jerseys in their merchandise?
It was red. You saw the red one? It was crazy. I was like,
wow, that's random. Like,
you know what? Your Lions wound up scoring a touchdown on a fake face mask call. So let's not.
One call.
Yeah, exactly.
One call.
And it was two calls
Patrick
in the
Mahomes,
Kansas City game.
The guy bumped into him. Every football player that was analyzing anything was disgusted with it.
Shot to the head.
It was ridiculous. It was to the shoulder. It was not the shot that he took, and I put air quotes on it, in the pocket, was he got hit in the shoulder. Not a pass, not a roughing the passer. The other one, and I was telling BK this before he left, Patrick Mahomes is too good. Right? He's too good of a player to do this is what
that was disgusting.
This is what oh my goodness.
Disgusting.
Oh, the out of bounds one?
Out of bounds.
Bro.
The penalty
that reminded me of LeBron. That's not good.
That's
disgusting. Part of the reason why people don't like LeBron. Like, you're too good of a player to do that. Yeah. If that's the case, if I'm on defense, give me the 15. But I'm going to rip your soul out of your body.
Yeah.
I promise you, if you're going to do that, Patrick, I'm going to tell him, the next time you do that bleep, I'm going to try to harm you. Because now you're making a mockery of what I'm doing. So if I'm on defense, I'm no longer just tackle you. I'm trying to run through your soul and let you know, stop playing with me. And that to me is what, like, that when football players watch that, he's one of the greatest players to ever play this game. You don't need to do that.
Well, he's one of the greatest football players ever. He's maybe the best football player in the NFL right now, year after year. And he has taken a beating. He's played through injuries. He's shown toughness.
Right.
You can't play that way, and then all of a sudden now, every time somebody goes near you, you're hit with an elephant gun, and you're down to the ground before you can't move. Yeah. That's just bad luck.
Yeah, I agree. The sideline one, you're right, Carey. The next time you do it, like, you got to decapitate him and don't apologize for it.
No.
I'm with you on that. Take the 15 and absolutely take his soul.
And then you get the penalty where he's dancing around and just drops down, and both the Texans players hit each other over top of him, and they call a penalty.
Yeah.
Like, and Troy Aikman was a little bit livid about it because he's saying that's not the spirit of the game.
Right.
Like, Troy Aikman played in an era where there was no protect. Troy Aikman had so many concussions, and this is obviously what you will try to get away from. But when you do those things, there are people trying to hurt you, trying to hit you, not trying to injure you and end your career, but they're trying to let you know, don't keep playing around, because this is a game where people hit people hard, and it is a collision sport. So
we had, in hockey, you have certain guys that are divers too. And I'll just go way back. Now, Kirk Maltby played for the Red Wings. It's a really good friend of mine. But when we were playing the Red Wings way back in the day, Kirk Maltby was one of the few-ish guys that were a visor. ran around, hit everything that moves, kind of cheap, but he wore the visor, so he was like almost like this like unwritten rule. Like, if you're going to play like that, you don't wear a visor. Like, you give everybody equal opportunity to fight you here.
Punch you in the face.
Yeah. Well, he not only did wear a visor, every time someone would hit him, he had this down to an art form. He would snap his head back, and the visor would be up in the forehead, and he'd look at the refs like, he just punched me in the face, or like I could crush it. So referees, oh my God. And they call a penalty. Well, got to the point now, pretty early in the game, I remember being lined up against him here in St. Louis, and I said, hey, I don't even care right now if you guys score on the power play. I'm taking your head off. You don't have to flip your head back. Yep. I'm going to do it for you. And I did. And the referee gave me 2 minutes. I don't care. We killed off the penalty. Guess what? He didn't snap his head back anymore that night.
Yeah.
It becomes dangerous.
2 minutes, well worth it.
Yes.
Yeah. The team is like, yeah, we'll kill this one.
Yeah. 15-yard penalty, yeah, okay. Because now the next time you come towards the sideline and you want, I'm not stopping.
Yeah.
Like, there's a grace that they give him because they don't want to get the penalty. They don't want to get the fine.
They're trying to respect him as a player, too.
Right. But if you're doing that, someone's going to try to run through your soul and figure out if you can get up from that hit. Right. And to me, he's too good of a player to do that. And I hate watching that.
Must be nice being a Chiefs fan. I had a friend text me, actually texted a group chat that I'm in that said, I'm so glad I'm a Chiefs fan in January and February. It's so nice.
Oh, that's Anthony.
He did say that. He did, didn't he? He said that to the group, huh?
Like right away, Marsh and Carey just like, oh, it's ridiculous. I go, I know, guys, it's terrible. So glad I'm a Chiefs fan in January, February. There was a game played also at Arrowhead. Here's the bottom line: the Houston Texans aren't good enough. Like, we'd sit here and talk about Mahomes until we're blue in the face, but they're not good enough. Travis Kelce became postseason Travis Kelce, and the Chiefs continue to do everything perfectly. You got to be perfect to beat them. And look, every single team that lost this weekend, whether it was Jared Goff and the Lions, whether it was Lamar and Mark Andrews and the Ravens, whether it was the Rams with Matthew Stafford, turnovers, self-inflicted penalties, every team this weekend that lost had some egregious mistakes. The Chiefs don't make a lot of mistakes. And we sit here and talk about, Mahomes, the refs, but the Chiefs don't make mistakes. You have to be perfect for 60 minutes to beat them. There's a reason why everybody's like, it's the worst Chiefs team I've ever seen. Number 1 seed in the AFC title game again.
15 wins.
15 wins. The 15 wins. The Lions and Chiefs both played on Saturday. One team is an actual Super Bowl champion. The other team thinks it could be. And one of them's at home and one of them's hosting the AFC title game again. Well, I guess I didn't host it last year, but you know what I mean.
I feel like the Texans had an opportunity in that game. You missed extra point. You missed a field goal. I think they missed 2 field goals.
Fairbairn was terrible.
They had a field goal blocked. So you had opportunities to try to win that game, just not finishing drives with field goals or with an extra point. That kind of ruins it for you. We can talk about the referees. To me, it wasn't solely because we're talking about 2 plays specifically, and me being bothered about a third play where he should have just ran out of bounds. The 2 penalties I think were bad calls. Like I said, the one sustained the drive for the Chiefs on the 3rd down that he overthrew the ball to Kelce, and they called roughing the passer on what's the kid?
Will
Anderson out of Alabama. They called the roughing the passer on that. Not in my opinion, not a great call. And then the other one, that bothers you, but that's not what cost the Texans the game. Not kicking field goals, not making field goals, not making extra points, and not sustaining drives, and not holding up on the up front of C.J. Stroud is what cost you the game.
All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Jamie said something earlier about potentially the Cardinals, the front office, from a business standpoint, maybe something that they're lining up to do in the next, what do you think, 3 years?
3 to 5.
3 to 5 years.
It's just my opinion.
Jamie will tell you next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Blues take down the Vegas Golden Knights in a shootout yesterday, 5-4 the final. They'll take on the Vegas Golden Knights once again on Thursday. Pregame starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7. We'll talk with Jim Montgomery, Blues head coach, at 5 o'clock, so stay tuned for that. But coming up next, we're going to dive into your St. Louis Cardinals. Jamie had something interesting to say earlier in the show. We're going to continue to expand on that conversation next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, and Anthony Stalter. So we were talking about the Cardinals winter warm-up over the weekend, and I highly encourage you to listen to BK and Ferrario and T-Bone, their podcast, brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. BK and Tanner went down to the winter warm-up this weekend, and they were talking a lot about the Cardinals' future, not only over the next couple of years, but really just the future of this season and what the outlook looks like. But we were talking about it earlier in the day, and we were talking about the financials for the Cardinals and some things that Bill Dewitt Jr. said. And Jamie, you kind of left us all on a cliffhanger, and then we had to talk to Joe Vitale. But we did say that we were going to circle back to this. You're a businessman. You've owned several businesses for quite a while. You know what it's like to have to line up your finances, talk about revenue, profits, estimated profits, losses, all that stuff. And you made a comment. This is Jamie's opinion. He's not reporting anything. No. He is just looking at it from a business standpoint. And after looking over some stuff that Bill Dewitt Jr. has said, some actions that the Cardinals have taken this offseason, it led you to what conclusion? Or what opinion, maybe I should say?
Before I get to my opinion, let me paint a picture for you here. When you go to sell your home, first of all, call Gloria Lou with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Going to get you to the closing table. But when you go to sell your home, what's the first thing, before you do anything to put it on the market, what's the first thing you do?
You fix it up. You fix the problem areas.
You make it look real good, right?
Trying to sell it for the best price, yeah.
Yep. You're trying to, for sure. But you make sure that most things are going to pass the inspections. There's nothing major wrong. And make it, the curb appeal's got to be good. You got to get that new paint on the walls also, because not that it really increases the value of the home, but it helps sell the home faster. Mm-hmm. Okay? That's what the Cardinals, in my opinion, I believe that's what they're doing right now, is they're taking their product, their business, the Cardinals, and they're making it really appealing for someone to purchase this business. If you don't have a good minor league setup, you don't have the pitching lab, you don't have all the stuff that you need, first and foremost, to develop young players, that's not good. Somebody else might have that might be considering to sell their baseball team. If you don't have young prospects that don't cost any money but high potential available to it, that's not good either, because now the team is stuck. They're going to have to start this whole process. They're going to stink for a few years. If you have a ton of older players that are making big bucks, well, that's not attractive either, because I'm going to purchase this team. I might get 1 or 2 years of a good run, and then I've got all these bad contracts, and I don't have any young guys in the system. We're not developing anybody in Memphis because we don't have things in Jupiter, all this stuff. So what the Cardinals are doing is they're cutting the grass, they're painting the walls, they're trimming the bushes, they're doing all the things to make the Cardinals, and this is my opinion, again, I'm going to say it every 2 minutes so people know, so that their product, their company, looks very appealing. So when you open up the books, you're seeing the revenues that are exceeding the expenditures. And you're still a team that's 500-ish, maybe not getting to $3 million through the gate, maybe you're getting $2 million, $2.5 million through the gate. Pretty damn good. That's what I think they're doing. Mm-hmm. It looks to me like it is a mission now to make this the most appealing thing that you can sell this team for what you want. Probably somewhere around that 2.7, maybe even $3 billion mark for the Cardinals franchise.
And you said they bought it for how much?
$150 million.
That's a pretty good profit.
Good investment.
Yeah.
And at the same time, they're not going to sell any of the real estate ventures that they have going around Busch Stadium. So they'll sell the team, which arguably is probably their biggest stress because of the fan base and the criticisms and all the stuff, the contracts. So they're going to sell the most stressful thing that they have for, I don't even know what the markup would be or the percentage. It's $150 million to let's just say it's $2.5 billion. Text line, you guys can tell me in how much of a 100%, 700, 1,200% increase, whatever that is. That's what they're going to sell it for. Meanwhile, while they've owned that team, they've been able to build up everything around the stadium to make more money. So let's get rid of the biggest stress and make a boatload of money and then just continue to make a bunch of money off of everything that's right. It's great business. I have no criticism at all. It's fantastic business model. But it's not going to make Cardinals fans happy because they want to win baseball games.
Right.
That's just my opinion. That's what I have perceived to be what's going on here.
You're not alone. I mean, I've heard, fans started to talk about it too. Fans started to ask, if you go to like the Derek Gould's chat and STLtoday.com, or, I think our guy Martin Kilcoyne has also Marsh, you okay? Marshy's choking. Hold on here.
Quick, Carey, mouth to mouth.
Choking on some water.
I had to.
Carey, mouth to mouth.
Yeah.
Quick.
He's
he good? Did he give us the thumbs up again?
He did.
I'm okay.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Yeah.
You sure?
I'm choked up. The Wits have been with this team since the 90s, since I've been alive.
It's the only owner
I'm crying right now, just thinking about what this team has become since I was a little boy.
Yep.
And it's completely different right now. I'm going to go back to almost dying over here.
Yeah.
Now,
I will say this real quick. Carey took off his.
I was listening.
Carey, you're a good dude. I'm telling you, Carey is just a great human being. He's calling, Marsh joking the one night. He's walking out of the bar or whatever.
I wasn't joking that night.
All right,
and I don't think Carey was either.
Carey called him. He's up in the middle of the night. Whose ass we got to beat? My father's waiting for me in the parking lot. He didn't know it was my father. He's like, you know what? This guy's going down a flight of stairs. Anthony, I'm right here for you.
I didn't know it was his dad.
Marsh is choking over here, Jay. And Carey's like, all right, I'm taking my earphones.
I
thought Carey thought it was his opportunity to run the board.
No, I was going to get the Heimlich. I was going to make sure whatever was going on.
Jamie and I are like, yeah, he's fine.
No, he seems fine. He was making noise. That's the number thing. If he's not making noise, that's when you can't breathe. You got no noise.
He can still be choking.
Yeah, but he's not dying. He's different.
When you're choking, you...
Yeah, but if you don't make noise, you stop making noise. When they stop making noise, that's when you go in with the mouth-to-mouth and the Heimlich.
That's when they're dead.
No, they're not.
I agree. Yeah.
But one more thing about the Cardinals, and what was said to me really set off the not the red flag, but the fireworks of selling is they said all this focus has been like trading Nolan Arenado. We able to open up third base. And meanwhile, it's a total salary dump. But then what really, really for me sold it is they said, well, we don't have to trade him, but we'd like to. So that's almost like telling somebody out there, we're fine. The business is fine. We're not losing money. We can pay his salary. We'd rather take it off the books, but we can pay his salary. Because you don't want to look like you're a failing franchise either.
Right.
Just saying.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Jamie, as we used to say back in the day, you're not wrong.
We'll see. I could be totally wrong.
You might be, but
I could be totally wrong. In 3 years from now,
you got good business sense about you, Jamie.
There's little things, little tells, like
absolutely.
poker.
Yep. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 at ESPN. One more game to get to. I'm terrible at poker. Absolutely
You can
atrocious.
have a poker night.
See, that's what my friends always say.
Anthony, you're invited.
Yeah. My friends are like, hey, you want to play poker? Until I'm the guy that's in a hand that I shouldn't be in. And they're like,
why are you here?
Why are you here? And I look at them, I go, I don't know. And I'm reaching across and like, I don't know.
Is it bad that when you sit down at the table, they give you a little receipt for your donation? Thank you for donating.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. All right, one more game to get to in the divisional round. It's the Eagles over the Rams. Anybody else feel like the Eagles, you're not great, are you? You're Saquon, but you're not.
I like the Eagles.
All right, well, Carey and I are going to fight next on 101 ESPN. last of the NFL divisional round matchups that we haven't talked about is the Eagles' victory over the Rams. You know, if you watch the Eagles game against the Packers, you came away with the sense that, at least I did, I shouldn't say for everybody. For me, I came away with the sense of like, hey, the Eagles were really in control of this game. Didn't love their offense outside of Saquon. When I watched them on Sunday afternoon against the Rams, I thought, you know what? Less in control, don't like your offense, still got to win. I don't love the Eagles in this matchup coming up against the Commanders. I really don't. I think their defense has been great since the second half. I thought Matthew Stafford and the Rams connected for some huge plays. Eagles made the two big turnovers. They forced a fumble of Matthew Stafford, and they forced a fumble of St. Louis's own Kyron Williams.
Yeah.
Two plays that really killed momentum for the Rams after they had battled back in the second half of that game. Love Saquon. Do not love the Eagles' offense. I think Jalen Hurts, and I don't know what the hell we're getting out of him.
Nothing
He's
much.
banged up again. A.J. Brown hasn't been A.J. Brown. Devonta Smith is fine. Dallas Goedert is fine. I don't. If this turns into a shootout, I think the Eagles lose on Sunday.
See, I don't think it's going to be a shootout. For the Eagles to win, I think they have to drag this into the trenches. It has to be a run-heavy game. I know I'm not saying anything shocking here. Run-heavy game.
Rock fight.
Put the ball in Saquon's hands. Jalen Hurts, minimal. Like, he only had 20 pass attempts against the Rams. Like, hovering somewhere around that. You don't want to get in a shootout. Jaden Daniels is too good. He's too good to get in there and go touchdown for touchdown or pass for pass. You want to control the clock in this game, play good defense, let your run game speak for itself. I don't particularly love the Redskins' defense. They've had a better season.
But
Oh, yeah, sorry.
That's right.
Doesn't matter. They're petitioning to change it back anyway, so. The Washington team, we'll just call it that again.
Football team.
I don't particularly love their defense, and I think that by Philadelphia running the ball, they'll win this game. It'll be much like the last one here against the Rams. I don't think it's going to be a shootout.
Ooh, so you got the Eagles.
Can I ask you a
You're
question?
flying Eagles 5.
I would rather see the Commanders win.
No, say it.
For the story.
Say it.
I think the Eagles are going to win.
You.
Do you like your quarterback completing 3 out of every 4 passes that he throws? 75%? You okay with that? Just know.
Yeah, unless it's a Sam Bradford thing where it's like
20 pass attempts, you complete 15 of them.
Oh, Kirky Cousins.
Or a Kirky Cousins situation.
Is that good?
What's the yards per attempt?
Just ask the question.
And I asked one too.
Do you like
I'll
completion?
say yes.
All right. So that's what Jalen Hurts did. You like your quarterback being able to rush for 70 yards along with the running back that rushing for 205 yards to a total of almost 300 yards rushing in a snow game where you protect the football, you don't turn it over. Winning championships requires what, Anthony? We've been through this.
Don't turn the ball
Running
over.
the ball, playing good defense, don't turn the ball over. Did the Eagles do that this weekend? Have they done that this playoffs? Do you not like that?
I do. I do like that out of my teams.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sounds like a championship recipe to me.
6.4 yards per attempt.
I didn't ask you that.
Which isn't terrible.
You had to know he was going to go find it. Like, come on.
He wasn't going to give it to me. So.
I didn't ask you that.
Yeah.
You know?
6.4 yards per attempt.
Yeah, it's okay.
Do you like Jalen's game the last 2 weeks?
I like that he's not turning the football over. I like that
like his game?
Saquon. I like that he's able to hand the ball off to one of the best running backs in ever, Bob.
I think you're proving my point.
Yeah, I do. 75% of his passes are completed.
You like A.J. Brown, 2 for 14 on 7 targets?
Here's the thing. I don't like that.
Ooh, that's not great.
But I do like the fact that he is taking care of the football, and I don't worry about it. The thing that I worry about most is how A.J. Brown is responding. He's responding with a great temperament, a great attitude. He is celebrating Saquon Barkley, Devonta Smith. They are celebrating this player. I followed one of my best friends coaches for the Eagles, so I follow the Eagles and all their information. They are celebrating him. If they are on the sideline sulking and upset and, he's getting all the love, that's problematic. But right now, it's Saquon's turn. And those guys are understanding that, and eventually you're going to see a huge play by A.J. Brown. You're going to see a huge play by Devontae Smith. It's going to happen. You're going to have 270 yards passing from Jalen Hurts at some point, and 2 or 3 touchdowns. And then another, okay. Yeah. But it'll be a game where they don't have to rely so heavily on Saquon Barkley to run the football.
Yeah.
So that's fine. I mean, it'll all come out how it needs to come out.
Carey.
And if you win a championship, who the hell cares? Who cares? Like, do you think Lamar would rather Saquon or Derrick Henry rush for 205 yards
He don't care.
and Zay Flowers and Mark Andrews not have anything? We win?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's the most important thing. The Eagles want to win. They're finding a way to do it.
At some point, you're going to need a quarterback to be a quarterback.
not
And
if you
at some
got
point,
Saquon.
Nick Sirianni is going to blow it.
I don't like that answer.
And the Eagles can go fast lane themselves. It's fast lane on 101 ESPN. I don't know. I don't like the Eagles.
Clearly.
Hard to tell.
Right. you didn't pick up on that, did you?
What gave it away?
I just don't.
Gee.
Cheering for Dan Quinn? What gave it
Fire
away?
up, Commanders. Let's go.
He is cheering for Dan Quinn, actually.
Jim Montgomery is next on 101 ESPN.
Talk with the head coach of your St. Louis Blues, Jim Montgomery. Coach Monty is presented by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN 501. Your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. And let's head to our Collier and Thompson phone lines. We're joined by our St. Louis Blues head coach, Jim Montgomery. Coach, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. Enjoyed the day off. Was able to do some errands. Had lunch with some close friends.
Huh.
So,
I don't remember getting the call to go to lunch, Monty.
Oh, man.
I said good friends.
All right, Coach. Fine. And here's a question I got for you. What was it like to have to bench some players the other night against Utah? In all seriousness.
Part of the job. Part of the job. As Bob Knight once said, the best lesson a player understands is ass meet bench, bench meet ass.
So, Monty, obviously, that it didn't go the way you wanted that game in Utah, and you're not happy, justifiably so. I mean, I was there. I saw it, too. But you pride yourself on good communication, which clearly that's the case, and obviously the details. You know, these players are smart guys, and they're character guys. They know why you're doing it. But the follow-up to that later, it's not that night, but probably the next day, you know, how does the rebuilding start the next day?
Well, you know, for me, it's asking players that didn't play that to the level that they expect, and also I expect. And you're right. I'm very lucky to play. To coach players that care and love being Blues. And care about being good for their teammates. So I always start with how do you think you played? And I always find players will give you honest feedback, and sometimes they don't agree with you. And that's okay. Players have a tremendous amount of pride, but most of the times you're on the same page. And whether they agree with you or not, it creates healthy discussion, and I believe in being solution-based. And, okay, how do we not have this happen again? Like, what can you do differently, and what can I do differently? Sometimes you just talk to them on the bench and you whisper in their ear that, you got to pick it up here. The team needs you to be at a higher level. And, sometimes that works, and sometimes if it gets to a point where you believe you need a spark, having someone miss a couple of rotations and shifts usually sends a stronger message than whispering in their ear if it's been something that has been occurring.
Coach, talk to me about Tyler Tucker. He got the first goal against Utah, and then immediately got into a fight. Just tell me about this young man's toughness and what he brings to the team.
What he brings to the team is great positive energy, blue-collar type player that plays an honest game. In the Barrett Jackman Plager mold that has been loved by Blues fans for a long time. And he's playing real good hockey for us right now. He's playing good hockey at both ends of the ice. But what he did there, he agreed to a fight from what I heard before the goal. But his awareness that the puck was won right to him, and I'm going to take a slap shot here, and puts it in the net. And then afterwards is like, okay, now we'll do what you want. And then goes out and wins the fight. It should have sparked us to a win, to be honest, because that's the kind of spark on the road that usually a team rallies around. Unfortunately, we didn't that night.
Coach Jim Montgomery of the St. Louis Blues joining us right now on the Fast Line on 101 ESPN. It's our weekly chat with the coach. Coach, how do you get players to buy in? When they're struggling, or even when you first, came back, how do you get players to feel like they are a part of the bigger picture? Like, what are some of the things that you have found that has succeeded, especially when a guy is struggling?
Well, the two things that come to mind right away for me is talking to players about what they can do to help the team. That way, as a coach, when you're talking to a player what they can do, you're talking usually about the strengths that you believe are their strengths as a player, and it's easy for them to do. You're not asking Jordan Kyrou to go do what Tucker did. I'm not asking Tucker to go and run the half wall on the power play like Jordan Kyrou does. And I think that puts them in a positive mindset as to what their strengths are and what they should be trying to do out there, whether it's shoot the puck, hit, playing skate, playing to their strengths. And then the other thing is try and empower them. When you're on the bench, empower them with words or when you meet with them in between days, about what the team needs from you. And when you do this, how good the Blues are when you play like this. In both those, that's how I always like to end one-on-one meetings, even when I talk to a player that I've either scratched or I've benched. When we come to a resolution of what your game looks like when you're playing at the top of your game. And usually we both know what that looks like, and that's where we need to get them.
So, Monty, I'm curious to ask you this. I haven't asked you this yet, and I've been wanting to, look, for those who don't know, Jim Montgomery is one of the greatest offensive players ever in college hockey. I'm not saying that to pump your tires, Monty. It's just a fact. And then you were a young guy that came into this league as an offensive-minded guy, and as a player, you're wanting to put up points like you did in college hockey. And I was the same way, wanting to put up junior points in the NHL. You've got some young guys on this team. You've got guys like Zach Bolduc. In the future, you'll have Dalibor Dvorsky, Jimmy Snuggerud, and some other talented young guys, even Dylan Holloway, for that matter. He's a youngster. What did you learn from your time as a player coming in those moments? And what did you learn from maybe some coaches in the way they handled you that you liked or maybe didn't like?
Yeah, it's a great question, Ribs. You just went up in my friend category with that intelligent question.
Maybe I'll get to lunch next time.
Yeah, lunch is coming.
I do share with players, especially young players, about, they have to get out of their comfort zone as a player. Whatever worked for you in junior or college, unless you are a Crosby, a McDavid, a McKinnon, all the great players that come into the league at 18 years old and are first-line players right away. You have to learn the play without the puck. And that, it's not an area that I added enough layers to my game to be able to stay in the NHL and become a glue guy. And those are a lot of things that I talk to players about, that if you are an offensive forward in junior hockey and you want to build minutes to your game, you have to add good defensive structure. Your play without the puck. The average person in the NHL touches the puck for 20 seconds a game. The average person in the NHL plays 15 minutes a game. So those 14 minutes and 40 seconds when the puck is not on your stick is more important than when it is on your stick. So that's, and in junior, they probably had it for a minute and 45 seconds because they were that much more talented than the people they were playing with. So they got to be able to learn that part of their game and add layers to their game so they're building minutes into their game. If you don't know how to run the routes on our forecheck or in our neutral zone or in our D zone without the puck, it's hard to trust you with a 4-3 lead in the last 5 minutes of a game. And, you want to be one of those players that you go from 12 forwards to 9 forwards. You go from 6D to 4 or 5. And that's how players gain more minutes into their resume. And those are things that with young players, like we have a lot of them that we talk to and we show them on film a lot.
Coach, you mentioned earlier getting players to understand what they do best and who they are, and sometimes they don't agree with you. Have you ever been surprised that a player didn't agree with you and actually you were wrong? He was right.
it has happened, but it's more situational situations. And I'll give you a real good example of where I was wrong and a player was right this year is Matthew Joseph and I, talked, and, he came to me and we sat in our office and he talked about how he loves being a Blue. He loves the city, loves the teammates, and wants to be part of, wants to be a regular player and wants to add something in. And he said, as the course of our conversation, we were talking about his play, and I was giving him some feedback, and he gave me some great feedback, and he was right. He was like, I penalty killed my entire career in the NHL, and, our penalty kill is struggling. I think it's an area where I could help us. And he has, the last 3 games, done a good job for us on the penalty kill. And there's an example where a player helped me be a better coach and helped the Blues be a better team.
And, Coach, I would have to imagine that any sort of you talked about communication last week with us and how important that is to communicate with your players. I would imagine that if a player comes to you with something that he believes will benefit the Blues, you're always going to be open-minded to that. Or do you also consider, all right, even if you don't necessarily think it's the best idea, as long as the player has the best interest of the team at heart, you're willing to at least try it?
Absolutely. And I always tell players, you guys are on the ice seeing it in real time with the puck on your stick and you're moving. It's, I see things from the bench that, maybe you think I'm wrong with, and I might be. But if you have a solution that we can use better on the power play or on the penalty kill, it's a we thing. And I don't care whose idea helps us win. It just matters that we have the best plan in place. And players are really intelligent, and they see things at a high level. They're on the ice, trying to win those battles. And sometimes a lot of times they have really good ideas that, and Suter is a player that has a lot of great feedback. Buchnevich, Thomas, Shen, there's a lot of players that are not shy to share what they're seeing. Bennington's another one that, really sees the game at a high level and will sometimes ask questions or give feedback to us that I think really helps us be a better team.
Coach, we enjoy these talks with you. We appreciate you coming on. We'll talk to you again next week. Go get them this week, and again, we'll follow back up with you next week.
Thank you, man. Talk to you next week.
See you for lunch tomorrow, Monty.
See ya.
See you, Coach. Don't text me. I'll text you.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what that was. Yeah, we'll see you there.
See ya.
If I'm not there, start without me.
Yeah, that was funny, man. He had a quip for you. He was right there.
I know.
He was ready to pound.
Listen, I've known Monty since 1993. He is quick-witted with the best of them. So if you start throwing stuff out there, you're going to get it back.
Absolutely. We do have our Sports Six-Pack next, so if you have a question for us, send it to the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646, and we'll help answer those questions next in the Fast Lane.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, Paramount Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Paramount Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Paramount Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 314-887-4442. 314-887-4442. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 314-887-4442.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is now.
It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Time for our Sports Six-Pack. So if you have a question for us, Air Common Service text line is open, 314-399-9646 with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter, and here is Andrew Marsh.
Question number 1.
From the 636, sorry, fellas, but this question is only for Carey Davis. With this crazy cold weather.
Carey Davis.
With this crazy cold weather outside, what is the coldest game you have ever played in, Carey? Are they fun to play in? Or do you just want to get the fast lane off the field because you are so cold?
Depends on the score. It's not as cold when you're winning. When you're losing,
doesn't hurt as much.
It's time to go home, man. I played 2 games, 3 probably. One in Pittsburgh. I don't remember who we were playing, but I know that one was frigid. And then the 2 games that come to mind, the NFC Championship game, I've talked about that when I was with the Falcons. We played in Philadelphia. Yeah, it was really, really, really cold. And then the most memorable one, or least memorable one, was at Illinois. We were playing against Northwestern at Northwestern, right off Lake Michigan. It was cold, and we lost 61-23. And by halftime, it's like, yeah, we can go. This is not and I would say we were down at one point, I think like 49-2. It was bad. Man. We scored a couple of touchdowns there late, made the score a little bit closer. It was never that close. Oof. I took my shoes off at halftime just to make sure that my toes were still in my sock, because I didn't feel them. I didn't feel them, and by the third quarter, I was ready. There's no running clock once you get to college or NFL. So, yeah, it was bad. It was really bad. It's a tough day.
Was it as worse as getting hit by what Jamie thought were bullets in Siberia?
Needles.
Oh, no.
Needles.
It was like a cannon full of needles hit me in the face. But I didn't have to play football.
That's true.
I didn't. I just had to walk.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to
even.
even.
Fully clothed. Like you.
Well, I thought I was.
Yeah. Well, it didn't feel like.
I didn't have any face protection. Apparently, that's a key thing. Or hand protection. Didn't wear gloves.
Didn't have gloves?
I just thought I'd tuck them in my pockets. We're fine.
What?
Then you try to cover your face with your hands because it's so cold, and your hands are sitting there. I couldn't feel them, so I had to sit on my hands and try to warm them up. Not for that reason.
How far? I've heard this. I've heard you tell this story, and it's hilarious.
It's terrible.
How far did you have to walk?
Honestly, let's see. Maybe, I guess.
You always turn your back.
But you still had the little opening on the neck and everything.
Oh, you didn't have a hood on?
No.
Oh.
You didn't have a hat?
I did have a hat on.
Okay.
I had your traditional winter hat that like Marshy's wearing right now, the old skull cap. You know?
Yeah.
So, well, I'm good. Nope, I wasn't.
You weren't.
Wasn't good. My nose, all the hairs in my nose were frozen. My eyelashes were frozen. Actually, I lost a few eyelashes. They cracked and fell off of my eye. It's unreal. I'm telling you, it was terrible.
You hear about Siberia, and then you listen to Jamie, it's a real thing.
Oh, it's so real. Oh, my God. I went and bought so many things that day. I was like, show me the nearest, pharmacy or whatever. And so my teammates were, pointing at different stores, and I just, piecemealed it together. I was ready to spend money on strangers. Give me your scarf. Here's 100 rubles.
Oh, man.
Here's a bottle of vodka. Give me your hat and your gloves.
It's quite the bargain.
That's tremendous.
Live and learn.
Question number 2.
From the 314, does the 2023 Mizzou football team beat the 2024 Ohio State team?
You know what?
What? That was a big win.
Why don't we
against players that didn't have any Buckeyes on their helmet?
Why don't we just
play better? No, they hadn't played.
LeBron James had more Buckeyes on his hat last night than those players had on their helmets last year.
LeBron's an Ohio guy.
He's been he's been there for a while. Yeah.
All right, I'll say this. Ohio State had a great year. And Mizzou had a really good year last year. Both teams should be proud.
Of the seasons that they had.
Seasons that they
I think,
had.
well, here's the thing. I think one team should be more proud. They won the whole damn thing.
I mean, of course, it's a championship.
Mizzou won a bowl.
But Mizzou won a big bowl.
Against who?
A nationally ranked program in Ohio State.
They beat a national championship team.
Yeah, they beat a national
They beat that
championship
team.
They beat that Ohio. They beat Ohio State.
And you know what, though?
Ryan Day coaching or not coaching?
He was coaching.
You know who else they beat? They beat Will Howard that year, too.
That they did at Kansas State. Well done there, Marsh. So really,
The only team to do both.
Yeah, very, very true. So really, Mizzou, kind of like national champs.
Kind of.
We should get rings.
Yeah.
For what?
Beating the national champions.
And Will Howard.
Okay.
Who? National champion.
Yeah. All right.
Carey, you spent money there. Jamie spent money there. I have a T-shirt. Went to
Marsh,
couple
you
games.
and I went there. You and I went to Mizzou.
We did.
Did you?
Yeah.
Together.
To a game?
No, it was separate
Yeah.
because
Separate but together.
Marsh is younger
Oh.
than I am, but I went there. Saw South Carolina. Steve Spurrier's last game.
Oh.
I also
Who
saw
won?
South Carolina.
Did you?
Yeah.
Who won?
Yeah.
Mizzou did.
It was a different year, but
Different year.
Not this
same
year,
team, though, so it still counts.
Absolutely. It was Mizzou.
though. They didn't beat them this year, though.
Debo Samuel was playing for
he's
that
a good player.
South Carolina Gamecocks.
Yeah. We beat the Gamecocks, too.
Did you?
We did.
All right.
Mizzou didn't.
Okay.
Question number 3.
From the 618, were you ever approached to give/sell your number? If so, what was the offer? If not, what's the craziest offer you have heard of for a number?
Oh, I wouldn't. I was lucky to have a number. Everybody want my number. I didn't get to
If
pick
they
my
wanted
number.
my number, the team would take it from me. Like when I came back here the second time, number 6 was available. The number that I wore for 5 or 6 years for the Blues while I played, it was available. So I talked to the equipment guy. I said, "I'll just take 6 again." He said, "Okay, sounds good." Comes on next day, says, "You can't have 6." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Why?" I'm like, "Who wants it?" I'm like, "I'll go talk to him." He goes, "No, nobody wants it." I go, "Well, why can't I have 6 then?" Well, you see, the Blues drafted a guy named Eric Johnson, and he wears number 6 in college. I go, "Bert, is he signed here?" "Well, no." I go, "I won't be here next year. This is not going to be a conflict."
This is not a problem. Kid can have it next year.
Yeah, and Bert agreed, was our equipment guy and whatnot, went all the way back up the food chain, and then the Larry Plow, I believe, was higher up, was like, "No, we're leaving that just in case he comes at the end of the year." Like, okay. So, yeah. So I got screwed out of my number for Eric Johnson. Long-time long-time Colorado Avalanche player. Nah, EJ's a good dude, so it was fine. I wore number 20. I wore number 20 for the Islanders, so it wasn't a big deal.
When you think of 20, who do you think?
Who do I think?
Yeah.
Oh, Barry Sanders?
Yeah. That's the correct answer.
You know, some of the best athletes have had 2 numbers in their lifetime.
You're not wrong.
Kobe.
The really good athletes have had like several.
Yeah.
I mean, you better believe it. Huh?
As far as things that guys have done, I've seen a couple of guys give like 10 grand, take a guy out for dinner, buy him a Rolex, like depending on who the player is. Like a lot of times that stuff happens when it's a Hall of Fame type player being traded to a team, and there's a like all-star caliber player that currently wears that number, but the Hall of Fame player wants it, so the buyout's a little higher for the number because the other guy's like, "Hey, I've established myself under this number too," and that's why Team Canada was always funny because you'd have a bunch of number 19s. You'd have like Joe Thornton in 91, Steve Yzerman in 19. Imagine that. Yzerman got number 19 and have other guys too that it was just fun.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever heard the story about Cam Newton, him wanting to wear number 2 when he got to Carolina, but Jimmy Clausen was number 2. I think he said
Clausen.
he wanted
Notre Dame guy.
He wanted $1 million or I think 750, something like that. He wanted a lot of money, and Cam was like, "Are you serious?" So he just wore number 1.
Good for Cam.
Yeah, like he wanted
Jimmy
to.
Clausen.
Jimmy Clausen knew his time was coming to an end.
You know how to go for Jimmy. Yeah. Good for both.
He was looking for
He asked him for $1 million for number 2, and Cam said in so many words, "No, that's not happening."
I think my favorite story is about a guy who was hoping to have his original number, but the guy that had that number offered, or not even offered, but asked for more targets. And instead of actually switching numbers, that one guy just changed his number after being number 8 for his entire career, went to 18, and still didn't throw him the ball.
Yeah.
And decided to suck all season.
Yeah.
What?
I've also heard that story.
What are you talking about?
It's it's kind of a tragic story though, because there was pictures involved and things like that.
What kind of pictures?
Oh yeah, yeah. This guy had pictures of the owner of the team.
Did we confirm that? Or are we just?
I mean, it's
based on
pretty
the
much,
amount of money that he received.
It's a pretty much known thing. Let me rephrase it. It's common sense. Because the guy couldn't play, and he was coming off an Achilles injury.
He can play. You just can't play the way you want him to play, Anthony.
Oh, okay. He'll look real good in a Pittsburgh Steelers uniform
He
next year.
probably would. I mean, at this point,
Well, he sounded pretty damn good at the ESPN desk. He might be an announcer here soon.
I don't care what he does. He needs to leave.
I immediately thought of him,
Atlanta.
thought of you when I saw Kirk Cousins sitting at that table. Yeah. I thought of you.
He needs to be out.
Still a really likable guy, you know?
Yeah.
We got hope this weekend.
Have you
though,
seen
for
that
Anthony.
Netflix show, Anthony?
Oh, don't you dare. I called this crap a year ago.
And what I said about Patrick Mahomes is rearing its ugly head here now.
Oh, stop it. Our guy Swan just texted me or tweeted me some really interesting numbers. Actually, it might not be Swan. I apologize. C3T.
That's not Swan.
That's not Swan. I apologize.
How did you get Swan out of those letters?
Well, because Swan sends us a lot of stuff, so I just assumed it was Swan.
But he's that other one.
You guys want some numbers on old Patrick Mahomes? Do you?
Yeah. Sure.
Roughing the passer calls per 100 pass attempts. This stat is actually tracked.
Of course it is.
Patrick Mahomes, 636. That's the percentage. 636 for roughing the passer calls. That is lower than Russell Wilson, 710. Baker Mayfield, 730. Oh, Kirky football got more roughing the passer calls, 743. Deshaun Watson.
Well, hang on now.
781. Jared Goff, 781. And Josh Allen.
He likes to be roughed up.
936.
Yeah, but are those calls
936?
They might be good calls, though. You know?
Hey, I'm just saying.
You know what, Marsh?
I'm just saying.
Those might be actually roughing the passer calls.
His number might actually be lower if they were called properly.
His number is a lot lower than the guys you guys all protect.
Who do we protect?
All of those guys.
Oh, okay.
Jamie loves Shaky Bakey. You love Russell Wilson.
I do.
You love Kirk Cousins.
Shaky Bakey also puts himself in those positions to get hit.
You love Jared Goff.
Not anymore.
You love Josh Allen because, quite frankly, Marsh, you look like him.
I'll take that as a compliment.
He showed up yesterday to the game. I thought it was
What
you.
did you say?
Really? Yeah.
Maybe it was.
What?
You're off the Jared Goff
Oh,
bandwagon.
I heard something completely different.
I don't want to know what you heard.
I could see how you got to wherever you got on that. I do. Did you guys see Josh Allen showing up to the game yesterday, like the pregame stuff? Or Sunday?
I saw his. No, I didn't see his pregame.
I thought it was Marsh.
Because the flowing hair?
It was just I think he had the skull cap on and all that. I'm like, wow, Marsh is playing today.
Marsh.
Yeah.
No, he played a couple weeks ago and then.
You shut your face.
He tried.
That was a little jet lag. A little jet lag that day.
We saw a different Marsh that week. At least those 2 days.
Oh, man, did we ever.
Yeah. All right. We've got Bet the Board coming up next. How'd you guys do? Did you guys hit yours?
We bumped up Bet the Board. I don't remember that going to a vote.
Well, Splashback Deuce had it as part of his criticism for us for like 3 days. So we thought, you know what? Let's honor Splashback
What's his problem with it?
He doesn't like the fact that it takes so much time in the last segment.
He wants
more criticisms and compliments?
No, he wants
and 3
more,
stars of the day and more fun stuff.
Well, I think he wants more Bet the Board. That's what I take it as.
Right.
Yeah,
and
so you split them up, make it its own segment.
Yeah. He gave us another segment, Jamie. Shut up. Shut the fast lane up right now. Bet the Board next on 101 ESPN.
So like change. All right, if you are thinking about selling your home and look, it's cold outside, there's snow, maybe you're unsure if this is the right time, maybe you're unsure of the price, just the way the market's trending, take all those questions out of the equation. Call Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty. Look, Gloria has the buyers, and she's got thousands of buyers in her database that are waiting for your listing. And that drives a lot more traffic to your listing. Hopefully that's lots of showings for your home, maybe multiple offers, ultimately more money for you. And that's because Gloria Lou has been in the business for over 20 years and knows exactly what she's doing. And the biggest thing at all is she's going to get you to the closing table. There's lots of little obstacles that present themselves. Gloria Lou's going to make sure she takes care of everything for you. And she's going to look to get you the most money for your home that she possibly can and make sure that you're completely satisfied. So please pick up the phone and call her at 314-325-6888. Again, that's 314-325-6888, or you can always visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Blues took down the Vegas Golden Knights yesterday by a final score of 5-4, a shootout winner in Vegas. They'll take on the Golden Knights once again on Thursday, and you can listen to that one right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7. If you missed anything from today's show, including our interviews with Joe Vitale and Blues head coach Jim Montgomery, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page and you'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. And it's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. We have Bet the Board coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Time to Bet the Board here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers and Andrew Marsh. I'm Anthony Stalter. Marshy, What do we got for latest standings, kid?
All right, so Jamie and I are still trailing. However, we're inchworming our way back into this one right now. The standings in January. Carey Davis with 8 points. Anthony, you have 7 points. Jamie and I are tied at 5.
All right, so it's on me. Give me Paolo Banchero points, rebounds, and assists over 37.5.
Give me the Tampa Bay Lightning on the money line in Montreal, minus 140.
Oh, Jamie's pick. He told me. He told me don't tell you. Sorry, Jamie.
My turn?
You or more?
You can go, Jamie.
All right, give me the Ottawa Senators at plus 111 on the money line to beat the New York Rangers.
Let's see here.
Nope. I looked at yours. I was actually going to put together a huge parlay, but you took one of the games.
You could put together that parlay.
I know, but I'm not comfortable with it right now.
Fair enough.
I'm going to go with Macklin Celebrini. 3+ shots on net at minus 150.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Not bad.
You know, he might not be, leading the league in points as a rookie.
And we know he's not.
We know he's not. That's the
Logan Hudson River.
Yes. But I do think he will get at least 3 shots tonight.
I looked at several different NBA plays. I think that Jalen Brunson could have a big game, too, tonight for the New York Knickerbockers. I also like Tyrese Maxey tonight. That team's terrible. But he's kind of been doing everything that he can to keep them in games.
You don't like the 76ers?
That team's terrible.
Oh, all right.
They are.
It happens.
They're banged up, but...
Yeah, Joel Embiid is, Paul George was banged up a little bit there. They'll get it together. Nobody cares about the regular season in the NBA.
That part I'll agree with.
Hey, what league is in worse shape? Major League Baseball or the National Basketball Association?
Not NBA.
Oh, the
Major
NBA
League Baseball.
Woof. Really?
Yeah.
Carey says it's the NBA. You say it's the NBA.
It is.
You say it's Major League Baseball.
There's one reason, and one reason only, why the NBA will still be more popular and profitable.
Why?
Betting.
And globally, it's more recognized than MLB.
People still struggle with money lines as opposed to spreads. NBA, point spreads, Major League Baseball, hockey, typically lower bet sports because of the money lines. People get all tripped up. They lose their minds. Can't fathom it.
But isn't that because there's less parity in the NBA than there is in those other sports? Because you don't know who's going to win on any given day. Whereas in the NBA, you can almost lock in that a certain team will win.
I don't know.
Depending on the matchup, of course. But
Well, plus you get load management and all that other crap. Look, the NBA is not in great shape either, let's be honest.
It's just not exciting, guys.
It's not exciting
I
at
had it
all.
on by accident not too long ago.
Wow.
How does that happen?
Well, it just happened to be on. I was watching.
He was watching something else and it just came on.
And it came on after.
Yeah.
And I sat there and I watched for 10 minutes. It was terrible. It was predictable. It was boring. I was like, nope.
That's how
rather to watch paint dry.
That's how I feel about snow cones. They're predictable and boring. Better
It sounded like you were going to say something else.
No, snow cones.
Snow cones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounded like it started with an S.
It's shaved ice,
What do you have against shaved ice?
Just, if you're going to have a treat, why don't you go with ice cream?
Maybe you're lactose intolerant, and then you don't want ice cream.
That's a real pain in the butt.
That can be.
Really?
Snow cones are
literally.
awesome.
They are.
Yeah.
Snow cones are great.
No, they're not. They're, it's just, people tell you that it's great.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta eat these snow cones. They're phenomenal.
I can't eat them.
I love snow cones. I love them so much. And you're like, you try it and you're like, this is.
You think it's boring?
I don't understand what this is. This is boring. Yeah. There's so many better options out there to
on a
fulfill.
hot summer day?
Yeah.
What are you implying?
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN.
I know exactly what you're saying. Anthony. Like, it just takes too long, right? And you're not really getting a lot out of it.
You're right. Exactly.
I understand why you don't like it.
People,
and sometimes when you think
you
finished the snow cone, people add on to it.
Right. For no reason. And then people who love snow cones are like, you better love this snow cone.
Yeah.
Or actually, it starts off with, hey, listen, you're going to love this snow cone. You're really going to love this snow. The snow cone's not for me. You're an idiot.
Yeah.
You don't know what good snow cones are all about.
But when we actually do bring up snow cones, maybe they don't like us talking about snow cones.
Exactly.
I don't know what we're talking about, actually.
Hey, you can join us at Fastlane and the Rizzuto Show from the Hot Shots in Fenton for their Champ Bash this Sunday. Our live pregame show with me, Anthony Stalter, and Scott Rizzuto, as well as Andrew Marsh, will start at 11 a.m. So get there early to grab your seat. Enjoy the Hot Shots pregame tailgate specials from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. before kickoff. There will be plenty of screens to watch the AFC and NFC championship games and a bunch of giveaways throughout the day, including Blues tickets, Point Fest tickets, and more. Plus, the Rizzuto Show will perform their choreographed dance pick'em punishment at halftime of Game 1. So you're not going to want to miss that. Champ Bash with us, the Fast Lane, and the Rizzuto Show at Hot Shots in Fenton this Sunday. All the details can be found at 101ESPN.com. We have what we learned, 3 stars of the day, criticisms and compliments, all next on 101 ESPN.
Elevate your performance with Pure Performance, your one-stop shop for all aftermarket modifications. So many amazing things over at the warehouse in St. Peter's. It's a 25,000 square foot facility that houses everything that you've ever wanted for any vehicle that's out there. The running boards, the lift kits, the leveling kits, the light kits, the tires, the wheels, you name it, they've got it over there at Pure Performance. But here's the most important thing. Pure Performance carries every single kind of tire for whatever vehicle that you're driving. So with these winter conditions, please check your tires, make sure they're safe. If you're not sure, drive over to Pure Performance. They're right there in St. Peter's, right off of Highway 70, the old Cave Springs Boulevard exit. Ask them what they think. They're going to be completely honest with you. They're going to make sure that you can drive around safely with whatever vehicle that it is that you are driving. When you're over there, please ask for Shelby over there and Caleb. Tell them Jamie Rivers sent you in. They're going to take great care of you. If there's anything else that you need to find out before you visit them, check it out online at pureperformance.com. That's pure, P-U-R, performance.com.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Jay Rivers, Anthony Stalter, Andrew Marsh. If you missed anything from today's show, you can always download the Schaefer Door Company podcast, available at 101ESPN.com or your Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. It's all brought to you by Schaefer Door Company.
I knew you were searching.
I was in my own like, did I already say Schaefer Door Company? I think I did.
Oh, man.
But I still got to pay this off. All right, we did bet the board, so time to move on to what we learned today. What we
we're back
learned
to
today.
that?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for telling me now.
It's been on the rundown.
I didn't get a look at that. Carey doesn't
that's
either.
true.
Yeah, I didn't have mine.
All right, what I learned today.
We started it last Friday. We restarted it
Back
last
to
Friday.
that
Change
one.
segments when you leave.
Yeah, when you leave, then we change the show.
Yeah, you change everything. All right, what I learned today is exactly what I knew to begin with, that Carey Davis is a Ravens fan.
Oh, this is
And then it must have hurt him deeply when he had to pretend to hate them.
True.
This is getting out of
Congratulations, Carey.
hand. Anthony, I apologize.
Apology accepted.
I don't.
Apology accepted.
apologize.
It's not great, is it?
It's terrible, actually.
But actions speak louder than words.
I was telling Anthony during the break, I understand how he feels when we say he's a Sharks fan now. Everybody laughs, but you.
But here's the deal. Anthony doesn't dig his heels in. He says, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. You back it up.
I did for a while. And then it's like, it's not worth it.
I'm not.
Go Sharks. No, it's not.
I learned that you and Marshy hate snow cones, and I don't know why.
Oh, I thought we explained.
Oh,
I thought we explained why we hate
cones.
or snow cones.
And that's, it's a delightful treat. You can have
Sour
it.
snow cones.
Yeah.
Sour snow cones.
You can have it in the
Tough.
summertime.
Mm-hmm.
Time like this.
Well, it feels like it's always snow cone time somewhere.
Yeah. It's
and
it's
that's
a
part of
delightful
the,
treat.
It's like international.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
You get different flavors in different places,
Yeah.
Some
no
people
doubt.
love it in other places.
Some
Love
snow
it.
cones are better in other places, too.
Yeah, very true.
They are.
Yep. Like elite level snow cones. Here, they're good snow cones.
The ice is different.
The ice is way different here. Marsh, what'd you learn?
I learned that Jamie is a friend of Jim Montgomery, but not a good friend. Not good enough to get invited to lunch.
who said I was going to say yes?
Nah, I think you would have said yes.
Maybe I say, no, sorry, Monty, I'm busy doing what? I got that thing.
Yeah.
I got that thing, Monty.
That thing I have to do.
Yeah, I'm busy. That's all you need to know, Jim.
Yeah. I learned that Jamie has unearthed potentially the biggest secret that the Dewitt family might be holding
careful.
on to. All opinion.
If I disappear, guys, you know what's going on.
Be careful.
Although, they better pack a lunch.
Very true.
If Jamie's gone from 4 to 6 on Thursday, we know where you might be.
Wow, we might not know. Well, do we know?
Never know.
See.
We'll have to find out, I guess.
We might know where he
We
is.
will find out.
Big mystery.
Marshy.
We'll just know if he's okay if we see him on the pregame show.
Yeah. Although if it's like him, but it's AI.
Oh, man.
He's got 6 fingers.
Yeah.
That's what the
They made
AI.
There's 2 of them.
It's hard to wear gloves that way.
Marshy?
Yeah, 3 stars of the day. 3rd star of the day goes out to Carey's Purple Thong.
Let me see that.
The Rich Show will be singing that.
Yes, they will. As part of a mashup. Go to the Champ Bash on Sunday to find out more.
2nd star of the day goes out to the Curse of the Speedo, Jamie's Lion Speedo that he purchased.
We all make bad decisions. That was one of them.
You know what? That was actually the thing I should have said I learned, because I didn't know.
That was a poor decision.
I did not know you had
I
purchased
just thought,
that.
come on, that's the
That
Commanders
Jell-O.
and then maybe the Eagles. Like, this is a Super Bowl team.
Right.
That we'll be right there in Mexico, celebrating life, the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's tough. I feel for everybody.
Yeah.
Mostly Detroit.
I don't. 1st star of the day goes out to Ryan Days, Just for Men.
Yes. Lifetime supply is what I heard after
Hey, you won
national
the
championship.
championship.
He
Yeah,
doesn't even
absolutely.
take extra bonus money.
Yeah,
I don't
just
need
takes
to.
the hair dye.
Yeah, exactly right. You know my deal. Just give me that hair dye.
And the bow tie.
Congratulations to Ryan Day and the Ohio State Buckeyes. Sad. College football's over. That's it. That'll do.
Oh, that is sad.
And then we only got 3 more NFL games. What? But the Battlehawks will be starting soon. So
be excited about that.
Absolutely.
You can call a play this year. We got to get Anthony back on the line. Anthony Beck, that is.
Yes, we do.
Get him back on the line.
Yeah, we do.
See if we can get you call a play this year.
Yeah, call your former teammate, man. Let's go. Let's get this.
Not in the championship game, though.
Well, he never specified that.
They also didn't make it. So come on, Battlehawks. Let's go here. Let's go.
Good point.
All right, that'll do it for us. Andrew Marsh for Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. We will see you.